Okay, so Luke Barczyk doing a sound check. Just do a mic test there, Maxie.
Yep, I'm right to go.
It's the Premiership today. Launceston take on North Hobart on their home ground. Heavy favourites in this game. It's first versus bottom in the TSL, but we've seen a few close results lately involving teams from both ends of the ladder. So we're hoping today for a pretty good contest here at Windsor Park. Joining me in commentary, first of all, welcome to Luke Grabarczyk. G'day, Barch.
Thanks, Foz. Good to be here as always. As you say, let's hope we can get see the boys pushed all afternoon.
Absolutely, and just getting his headset on, ready to go after taking a few snaps. Here's Maxie Walker. G'day, Max.
Good afternoon, Dave. Good afternoon, Luke. Good afternoon, Groobs. Good afternoon, listeners and viewers via the stream today. And pretty wet conditions as to be expected with all the rain that we've had. But it'll be interesting as to how North Hobart go against the undisputed form side of the competition at the moment.
And welcome to Groobs, our stats man. He's back on deck today. He's going to keep us up to date with all the team stats as the day goes on. And umpires are out on the ground walking around. We haven't had any rain since probably about 9 o'clock this morning. So the forecast hasn't come to fruition as yet, but we'll see what happens for the rest of the day. But as we stand here at the moment, it's very windy, and the wind is going to favour very much the town end today. But down the boundary to give us more information about the conditions, we've got Tony Webb, and he'll be joined today by Rob Soward. G'day, Tony.
G'day Dave, g'day listeners and everyone. Look, there's a little bit of a breeze running right down the ground at the moment. Launceston's won the toss and are kicking to the Launceston end of the ground, or the southern way if you like. Out in the middle it's very muddy, very wet. They won't be bouncing the ball today, either on the wings either. On the half-forward flank it's total mud pool, and probably for about 30 or 40 metres out from the goals, just areas of mud and water. Very heavy. She'll be kicking as soon as you can today, I reckon.
Absolutely, it's going to be real wet weather footy. Maxie, what are you expecting today?
Look, it's going to be a really tough slog for both teams, I think, and they'll all be looking for that little bit of drier, firmer patch of grass today, but I would expect Launceston to win fairly comfortable today, and looking forward to seeing a few of the younger guys for North Hobart step up.
How many goals do you think for the Blues this afternoon? Do you think they can kick in these conditions, Max?
I would think that they'd be expecting to kick around somewhere between 14 to 17, I reckon.
Yeah, 15 sounds about right to me, I would have thought so.
Okay, so you may notice those watching the stream a bit of a different camera position today due to the weather. Their balcony on the other side is a little bit exposed. We've moved to the other side of the ground, anticipating some rain and wind later on. So different perspective, so I hope you enjoyed the coverage. We're certainly warm and dry up here in the Thurlow room. So thank you to the Lonnie Footy Club for allowing us to broadcast from this area. Game underway already in the TSL, and it's the Tigers 7-1-43. And they lead Glenorchy 4-3-27. That's halfway through the second quarter. In the D-League earlier, it was Launceston 13-15-93. Defeated North Hobart 2-6-18. We'll keep you up to date with all the scores in the AFL and in local footy. Here's Luke Grabarczyk for City Park Radio Sport.
Footy gets underway at Windsor Park Saturday afternoon. Gronowegan took it out of the ruck, but it was immediately taken by Jackson. Just managed to get out of the centre circle. We'll have a restart. Those two men do battle once again. Jackson won this one. Didn't get it far. Seymour lays a tackle for the Blues, and he ensures the ball is not going anywhere once again. So we'll try for a third time, and already going to be hard going this afternoon. Max is talking about 15 goals for the Blues. Let's hope that North can kick enough to remain competitive in this game. Again, we've gone nowhere, so we'll have a 4-3 start. The Blues have just edged 20 metres forward in that time. Gronowegan won this one down decisively to Hines. Had the opportunity to get clearance, then missed the boot. Got the second time, hurried it on the left. Quick kick forward is taken by Braden Pitcher there, so he's taken a mark 45 metres out from goal.
He was massive here a few weeks ago,
Kicked the bag, I think 3 weeks ago. Kicked probably 6 or so on that afternoon from memory, Foz. And he'll have the first real shot at goal this afternoon. Distance will test him, I'd imagine. He'll be kicking from beyond the arc. Very little angle, though. Starts his approach now. Kicks from 52. Just tugged it, but it comes back as he looked for the distance, and it's gone through. He's got the first one. Struck it well. The Blues, they've got a goal in the first couple of minutes here, and they lead it by that margin. They're one straight. North Hobart yet to score. Good start, Max.
It was a great start, and good contested mark for his confidence then, Braden Pitcher, and with that dry ball at the moment, didn't have any issues with the distance, allowed for that breeze which is blowing towards the city end, just aimed it to the left of the left-hand goal post, and it swung around and went through the middle, guys. So a really good start for him and the Blues.
And a fair indication of the strength of that breeze, Maxi.
It was. Yep. It's 4 goals.
So that Launceston with the first use of it. Up goes the ball once again in the middle. Jackson up against Gronewagen. Gronewagen wins the tap out towards Seymour. Sharking his Polframan. Kicks it to attacking 50. Good work there by the defence of North Hobart. Angus Norton in the helmet. Pursues the ball, gets there first. Shovels it out. They try to work it out. North Hobart comes out here towards Kilpatrick. Spongy turf. Gets the ball. Gets around. Has a teammate in support. And well done North Hobart. They worked it out of half back. Kick holds up in the breeze. Leaf Hebber onto it now. Right foot kick. Might be their first attacking 50. It gets inside 50. Groups has written it down. Woolley up there against Finlay Poke. He gets the handball over the top. Chance there for Keeling over the boundary line. Congratulations today, Nathan Hardy, number 13 for North Hobart, playing his 150th game for the Demons. So well done to you, Nathan. Boundary throw in, 60 out. A goal to Launceston. They lead North Hobart yet to score. 3 minutes in. Gronewagen front position, wins another tap. Caswell tries to get his feet, picks it up. Handball smothered. Back to Keeling. He picks it up. Hines gets tackled from behind by Kilpatrick. It's going to be play on, says the umpire. Out it comes to Barty Walker inside 50. Chance here for Keeling. Leaf Hebber's got it. He's tackled straight away. Off the ground by Wright. And the Blues will clear from half back.
Smith, one at ground level, fed a handball out. And as Foz says, the Blues are away. Boyd, little right foot ball out wide is ill-directed. That's taken by Williams. He's got it on the outer wing, Hugh Williams. Senior, that is. He's just the only Williams in the side this afternoon. He goes short and that's fine. Finds Norton. Half forward flank. Would normally be in front of our commentary position. It's out of side today. Takes a couple of metres. Uses that stand rule and then just scrubs a kick forward. Won't be happy with that effort. Fletcher Seymour takes a chest mark 60 metres out from his defensive goal. Goes over the top to Miller Hodge. Couple of handballs here. They kick it down the outer side eventually, the Blues. Bit of an up and under. Not their best effort. Out of bounds on the full. The Demons will attempt to go forward again from that outer wing. Jackson will take the kick. No one really standing the marker. It's come back a long way, actually. So they'll have it about 80 metres out from goal here, the Demons. Indicator going long. Hardy, the longer target. Kick won't get that far. Goes to about 50. No one able to take the football with them. Players pile on at ground level and will have a stoppage 60 metres out from the Demons' goal. Tough conditions, and we've seen every time we've been here this season, the ground has just deteriorated that fraction, and we're now at the point, Max, where it's going to be pretty heavy going, particularly directly out from goal in the 50s.
Absolutely, Luke. It's not going to get any better for the next few weeks, I wouldn't have thought.
The Demons, they get another forward entry here. It's a high ball. No one able to take the mark. Players at ground level. It's not coming out. A couple of good tackles laid. Have a ball up.
That inside 50 there, Nathaniel Sulzberger, number 38,
yes.
On debut, 15 years of age. So a great moment for the young man.
He's got a nice haircut, Foz. I'll say that. He's really doing that mullet. Looks like he should be playing for the Western Bulldogs with that sort of mullet streaming out the back. Gronewagen got the tap out towards the boundary line. Hines arrives now. He takes it below the knees. Gets a handball up. That's intercepted. They'll go inside forward 50 once more here, the Demons. No one's able to take the mark. Boyd comes across and mops up nicely, and he'll come away from the back half.
Kicks towards half-back. Brown in the chase of the ball. Kicks off the ground. Maybe he had time to pick it up. Goes close to the boundary line. Picks it up now. He's got to play here forward of the ball in Joby Harper with a bit of space. He's pursued by Hugh Williams. Can't quite pick it up. Hugh Williams does really well. Flicks it out towards Norton. Norton's taken an attack by Harper. Holt's caught without it. Free kick, no doubt. And it'll come back here to Grant Holt.
He done some good work there too, Williams, and just let himself down really, Foz, didn't he?
And it's good today. We just have to say Hugh Williams because Hugh Williams Jr. is out injured today. He's in the coach's box along from us as Holt kicks it inside 50. Off hands. Well, shark there by the Demons defence. Kicked out here towards Sulzberger. Picked up by Ford. Dylan Ford kicks it further up the wing. Here looking for Campbell. He bustles his opponent out of the play. Well done, Matthew Campbell. He picks it up. But over the boundary line. And signs aren't too bad for North Hobart early on, Max.
No, they've started well. They've had a few inside 50s, 2 or 3 to date. And, just that one quick goal in the first minute or so. And for the last five minutes of this quarter, they've defended really well.
Boundary throw in. Back position. Ball taken there by Jackson, but gives it straight to his opponent in Harper. Hines, now to Taylor. Little kick nice to Holt, who might be in range from what we've seen so far. Boggy turf, handball's off. James Dowling cruises in the goal and makes no mistake for Launceston. James Dowling gets the second for the Blues, and the second with the Breeze. 2 goals straight, 12. North Hobart yet to score, and a little bit too much space and latitude there for the Launceston players, Maxie.
Yeah, there was, and I thought Holt was in a perfect spot then to grab it. He could have just continued on his left foot there and went straight for goal himself, but I think the turf in front of him, he didn't really want to be standing in that to get rid of the kick, so he held it up and flipped it over to Dowling coming past, and again just allowed for the Breeze, which all these players will be very familiar with it, training here and playing, and slotted it through for his first, probably the first that we've called for the year for James Dowling.
Yeah, he's normally in the back line. Actually, of course, recruit from Burnie. He's had a few injury concerns mid-season. Worked his way back into the seniors. City Park Radio Sport 103.7, 96.5 is Luke Rabarchik.
Thorpe in the ruck now. Took clean possession. Gave it away by hand. Blues come away. Wide ball out towards the 50-metre arc. Foot race is on. Plenty of players around this football. Umpire's going to stop it now, have a ball up.
Another good story there, Barch. Isaac Hyatt, who suffered a bad knee injury last year, and he's back inside today after a long absence from the senior side for Launceston.
Right. Okay, yes, there's a couple of names, Foz, that I haven't seen a lot of. As you say, Hyatt there, one of those. And even Dowling, that goal kicker, hasn't played a lot of the games that I've seen, probably, as you say, since very early on in the season, back in the side today. They've got inside forward 50 here, the Blues. They've got it 30 metres out from goal. Tucked away in the forward pocket. We'll have another stoppage.
So we have a Guernsey change, Barch. Number 31 is Dunellen, not 53 today.
Max, yes, he was all over that earlier on in the warm-up. Thank you, Foz. You were busy getting us ready in our new position. And I must say, I'm loving it so far. Comfort factor is high. Blues, inside forward 50 now. Deep ball to the top of the square. Good fist came across there from the Demons' defence. Thumped the ball into the behind post. So I'll have a boundary throw in. Blues have the 2 straight so far. The Demons yet to score. They've had 3 or 4 rays forward, but haven't been able to put anything on the board yet. Just struggling when they have gone forward to find a target. Ball back into play. Groningen won it decisively down, but they'll come away here, the Demons. Hurried kick to the opposite back pocket. Holt leads in the race. Gets there now. Gave the handball on the up. Hurried kick forward. Didn't gain a lot of territory. Blues, what can they do? Comes at the back. Handball, good tackle made. Demons under real pressure here. 25 metres out from goal. Unable to take it cleanly. Plenty of players around this football. And the umpire surely now will call for it, and we'll have a throw up. 25 out from the Blues goal.
Late change, Barch. Riley Higgins in. Out of the North Hobart side, and Josh Hilder in. Deep in the forward pocket. Barch and I have got our binoculars in use, as it's a long way away from us here. And the sort of area on Windsor Park, Maxie, where it can stay for about 5 minutes on these sort of days.
Absolutely, it can, Foz. And I think we'll see a lot of the play on this side of the ground today, being the attacking side. So, again, another good reason why you've had us moved. As
front position, Groningen won a lot of taps so far. As Dunellen takes it, he's tackled immediately. It was very wet recently in northern Tasmania, especially the latter half of July, and caused the Division 1 of the NTFA to be called off today because of the ground conditions across the league. Dunellen picks it up. Scrappy play. Not a lot happening here at the moment.
Been lovely down south, Boz. A little bit cold, but really been very nice conditions down there.
Only 13.8 mils in Hobart for July, Bart. So it's pretty amazing when you think we've about 120. So Caswell gets the kick away. I'd be impressed with those stats. As players dive on top of the ball. There'll be another ball up. Let's get some stats from Dave Gruber. Clearances so far pretty even. Inside 50s, 5 to Launceston, 4 to North Hobart. So that's a pretty good effort into the Breeze. Yet to hit the scoreboard though. Quick kick out of the contest there towards the goal square. And that'll open the play up a little bit. Actually, I thought it was a behind, but it's hit the behind post. Bart, see if you can get it out of this area, but first give us an AFL score.
Yeah, a couple of quick scores. Doggies heavy favourites there, 33 points in front of the Crows in the third quarter. And the Cats leading the Roos by 2 points down in Hobart. 5 minutes in the second term. Ball tossed back in now. They're doing some hard work here, the Demons. They're defending desperately, have been doing so for 5 minutes or so it seems, and they've got a free kick. So an opportunity to relieve, and it will go the way of Jackson out of the ruck.
I think it's Williams, Batch.
Williams has got it now. And looks like he's going to go down the line, out of side, safe ball in these conditions. Groenewegen really in the box position. He took a pretty comfortable uncontested mark in the end. They were disappointed with that, the Demons. So Groenewegen, short ball over the top, and that's good. Finds the man in the new jumper, Denellen. Deep in the pocket here. 40 metres out to give him a chance from here, Max.
With the breeze, maybe. It's right on his distance. He'll aim at the left goalpost again, and
he looks confident. He went straight back really after taking that mark. So he kicks from just inside 50. He's just already sat up to the top of the square here. Caswell, hurried kick that was partially smothered off the boot, went nowhere. Blues in numbers, back to Denellen. Short chipping ball, was looking for Hines. Tried to claim the mark. Umpire said no. He snaps on the left foot here, Jake Hines. And he's offline, through for one behind. So that's their first blemish of the afternoon. They're 2-1-13. North Hobart yet to score.
This is City Park Radio 103.7 and 96.5. Thanks to our sponsors, Elgas, for all your LPG needs statewide. Talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 13 11 61. Hugh Williams, long kick into the breeze. Clears the territory outside defensive 50. Picked up by Cody Thorpe. He just hacks it back in. Looking for an opportunity. That's Millhouse with a kick out, but only as far as Holt. Gets around. On the right foot snap. Harper doesn't get full purchase. Falls in front of the goal square. North Hobart player tackled from behind. No Pryor. So they're just holding back the floodgates at the moment. They've only conceded the 2 goals so far.
They've defended really well for this first half of this quarter, so they'd be happy with the result so far.
Hugh Williams scoops it out. Picked up, snap, Harper offline. One behind. On the left boot there from Joby Harper. Of course, missed a lot of weeks earlier in the season through his firefighting course. And I think also a little bit in the recent weeks too with some work placements there. So he's back on the side and he'll be there to the finals. Short kick, finds Jackson, takes the mark in the back pocket.
So the Demons still deep in their defence. 14 minutes gone, defending against this strong breeze. So they'd be happy with that. Just concede the 2 goals. Jackson does himself no favours, but a high ball. Got outside 50 though. Immediately comes back in. Blues onto the loose ball. Taylor just better speculating handball over the top, but that worked to Pitcher. Pitcher goes in, has a quick snap, but it's across the face. They're 3rd behind. So the Demons hanging on desperately here. 2-3-15. The Blues leading it by that margin.
Westers Kilpatrick from fullback. Goes short. Finds a teammate there in Ford. The number 6 there for North Hobart. Dylan Ford. Deep in defence. Sums up his options. Goes close to the line. Front position, Boyd couldn't take the mark. Now we've got a free kick picked out here. It's going Launceston's way. It's going to Brendan Taylor.
A little bit like an old-fashioned game markings up in the schoolyard at the moment, folks. Just kicking it down to that pack. Anyone take a mark or get a free, pump it back in.
Brendan Taylor, 65 out. Kicks to the pocket, looking for a marking target. In the Harper direction, he couldn't quite take it. Jackson falls over, he was tripped. Free kick. Jackson, who's had a bit of the ball. He's losing the hit-outs at the moment, but he's fighting hard, the big man.
He was good up here last time they played, fellas. Really carried their efforts.
Jackson kicks it to the wing. North Hobart player tackled from behind. Another ball up. So we're about halfway through this quarter. This is City Park Radio, TSL today. A couple of games on, and at the moment, the Tigers are doing pretty well against Glenorchy. We'll get to that score in a minute. As it's still on that attacking 50 for Launceston. Cleared out by Kilpatrick. He's had a bit of it in this first quarter. Good kick to centre ground. Tuthill. Gutsy mark. Going back with the flight. Plays on immediately and kicks to half forward.
That was a wonderful mark from Tuthill. Went back with real courage.
Now on the far side, gentlemen. Bit of a to and fro.
Well picked, Maxie. I think it might be a North Hobart. No,
it's got to be a. It's got to be a kick to where the ball is because it's closer, surely. A kick against North Hobart there for a bit of a little fracard. So
Boyd has it. The man on the mark is 45 metres out from goal, virtually directly in front. So very similar spot to where Pitcher kicked that opening goal from 15 minutes ago. Boyd sends it on its way, and he's put it straight through the middle. Struck it absolutely beautifully And that is disappointing for the Demons. The Blues get their third. They go to 3-3-21, leading it by that score at the moment. And they'd hung on for 10 minutes really well, Max, and they just give away a soft one, from an indisciplined act.
Yeah, absolutely. But it wasn't, and it's on again in the goal square now as we speak. So a bit happening out there. But I was impressed with the kicker Boyd then. He didn't try and overkick it. He just gave it the air time and allowed that bruise to carry it through. And I think we might have heard through the effects mic early on after it left his boots. Someone say all clear. They had the confidence in it. The Launceston supporters beneath us here.
Big second quarter of the Tigers down at the Twin Overs. They pick 7. At half-time, they lead 12-74 to Glenorchy 4-5-29. So Tigers trying to rest that losing streak. They've lost a couple in a row. As Gronowag wins another tap. Shark Day by Kilpatrick. Dances are in the middle of the Windsor Park. Back to Jackson. Leans back on a kick towards half forward. Bingham's there. Knocks it away. Nice handball from Hines. Finds Holt. Has to wait for it though. Releases it beautifully to Palfreyman. See, they've linked up well here in these conditions now. Hodge gets it to Hines. Great skills, Launceston, as it ends up with Tuthill. Tuthill inside 50, looking there for Musica. And gee, the ball control there, Maxie, in these conditions was elite.
It was very impressive then. The old couple of waited to release the ball when they were being slung in the tackle in a 360 and just got it to their right spot. A couple of little tap-ons rather than taking control. But again, we saw the wind take that ball, carry it another 10 or 15 metres outside the boundary for a kick for North Hobart.
The Hamilton Bailey Walker kicks it to wing. Kilpatrick nearly takes a screamer. Shark Day by Palfreyman back towards Bailey Walker. He kicked that ball a moment ago. He's bustled off the kick. Out of bounds. There's some sore bodies today. It's real wet weather footy. Spills out of bounds, about 60 out from Launceston's goal. They lead 3-3-21 to North Hobart, yet to score.
Interesting you mentioned the Tigers there before, Foz. It seemed a month ago that it was a really tight battle for that third spot, but Clarence over the last month really seemed to put their stamp on that position as we head into finals. Of
course, the big news during the week, Jeremy Webberley is giving it away this year, so looking for another coach there.
Jackson banged a high ball down the line, got it towards the wing. Fed back to House. He goes over the top to Tuthill. His hurried kick around the body is good. Falls in the lap of Gronowig, and he's taken a couple of marks so far this afternoon. His short ball also works, but they've got it tucked away deep in the pocket here, the Blues. And that's Jake Hines with it. Yes, it is. He kicked a couple of terrific goals here 3 or 4 weeks ago at the opposite end of the ground from deep in the pocket. This will take his very, very best in these conditions. He'll kick from virtually where the arc intersects the boundary line, Jake Hines. Gives himself a couple of metres around. Sends a high ball, goal and wood, but it's just offline. Not a bad effort really in the end. And the umpire actually signals it hit the post, so a wonderful effort. But still only the minor score up. 1 point for that. So extend that margin to 22 points. And after a promising start for the Demons with a couple of forays forward early, they've been stuck in this defensive half of the ground really for the last 15 minutes. Kick out, goes to the outer side, got to 60 metres away from goal. Umpires picked out a free kick, go the way of the Blues, and they'll send it back in.
Jacob Boyd might have paid the mark there even, I think, as he leans back on a kick. Kicks, man, all by himself is Jake Hines right in front, 25 out. And last shot was a difficult one. This one is much easier, and even under these conditions with a mud heap in front of him, he should be able to convert. Just to back up what you said there, Barch, I think it was about 5 inside 50s each there at one stage, or 5-4. It's now 12-4. So I think they've had about the last 8 inside 50s Launceston. So they're getting right on top. Still, they need these goals with North Hobart having the breeze in the second quarter. Jake Hines for goal. And he makes no mistake as it hits the net at the back of the goals. That's their fourth. Jake Hines first. And they're just starting to open up a big gap here at Windsor Park. Maxie Walker.
Yeah, they are, Dave. And I think from the scoreboard perspective, the North Hobart coaching group would be saying to each other, if we can stop them from now for the remainder of the quarter, which is probably going to go for another 6 or 7 minutes. But I think four goals would be a reasonable effort with this breeze if they can hold them out.
I guess the other thing too in these conditions, Max, a centre clearance after a goal becomes critical to at least try and get the ball in your half and give yourself a little bit of that defence, a little bit of relief. They've defended for the last 10 minutes non-stop virtually.
Yeah, they have. It'd be good to, they haven't had too many straight clearances out of the middle.
Jackson, Gronowegan, just gained 15 metres with that hit down. That was impressive. Kilpatrick was first there, went in on knees, couldn't take the ball with him, and he's been pinged for holding the ball. Can't really go to ground in these conditions. Kick forward from the Blues is ill-directed though, and Finlay Pope goes back and takes a relieving mark. Defensive 50. He's got a couple of numbers short on this side of the ground. Brings it out here towards Norton. Couldn't take it, then made a nice tackle. There's been some heavy tackles made already in this game. As I said moments ago, there's going to be some sore bodies at the end of this game. And
it's good that Angus is wearing that head guard there, Barch, because we can't see his number anymore.
Well, it looks like he's wearing a sheet on his back, really, fellas. I would say it is absolutely covered in mud. Caswell away from the stoppage, went with a right foot inside-out ball, and taking a nice mark using his body there was Hardy. Outsized House pretty comfortably. Goes short, and that's all right. Finds that's the emergency in Hilda. Hilda, drop punt. Spearing kick in these conditions. Going back and taking a nice mark, though, is Wright. He's been very good all year, Wright. No exception. Switches the ball to the outer side. Hines has to be clean. He is below the knees. Got over the top to Polfram, and they're away here, the Blues. Short kick again. That works to Dowling. His little left football. They've worked this down the field seamlessly. Pitcher has it. 55 out from goal. He's in business if he can take it. He does now. Comes back inside on the right. Kick looking for Thorpe. Rises high and takes a good mark. 50 metres out directly in front. He plays on quickly. Got a man at the opposite pocket. Bit off a bit with the kick, but they've got time. And they'll go in here, the Blues. Handball over the top. Player in the... No, just got run out of room almost in the end there. Michael Musica it was. Tried to do something aerial from mid-air. Couldn't quite pull it off. One behind as a result. Demons bring it back in, and Caswell has it 40 out from goal.
Handball was too long for him. That was the issue.
Caswell to Kilpatrick, one of the best for the Demons so far. The young debutant here in Sulzberger.
You know it's windy when the breeze affects handballs, Max.
Absolutely.
Sulzberger gets it back to Poke. Up the wing, Leaf Hebber with the thump from behind. Falls in the lap, though, of Wright. Backwards handball to Woolley. Little left foot kick. Goes about 2 metres, but finds Seymour. Beautiful vision there from Seymour. Finds Hines by hand. Equally good vision now by foot. Gets it to Boyd. They play on straight away. Loose players everywhere. Holt at half forward. Kicks inside 50. Good delivery. And Pitcher takes the mark, I think.
Yes.
He does. Just inside the boundary line. And Maxi Height's a problem today for North Hobart. We saw Nathan Hardy take a mark at half forward, and he's back at half back trying to spoil Cody Thorpe.
Yeah, he's covering a lot of ground at the moment, Hardy, in his 150th Foz. And
he's just come off for a breather.
Yep. No doubt he's been around the ground a fair bit today so far. Pitcher centres the ball, and a nice mark taken right in front of goal.
Taylor.
By Brendan Taylor. We say it every week. He pops up for a few goals. Handy player. Really consolidated his place in this team. And he's taken the mark within range, definitely with this breeze, despite the heavy ground. He's about 35 out, slightly right of centre. Waste no time. Approaches the man on the mark. This for their fifth. Brendan Taylor sets it out left. It comes back nicely. It's a major for Launceston. 5-5-35, the Blues. North Hobart yet to trouble the scorers. Danger signs for the Demons.
It certainly is, Dave. It's, 5 goals. Another minute or two to go. North Hobart need some aggression at the ball, and they need to be able to get it inside their forward 50.
Their set shot kicking, I've been very impressed in these conditions, Max. They obviously know the conditions very well.
Yeah, they haven't looked like missing on those 5 set shots that they've had so far. Nathan Hardy comes back on, had his blow, so I'd be placing him in the back line. I know we need forwards to kick goals, but you've got to get it to him to start with.
Against the wind.
75% of the play's been in Launceston's forward 50.
Play to restart. Gronawegan's been very good in the ruck so far. Against McCulloch on this occasion, neither man won it cleanly. Seymour has it. He does it probably out of 7.20. Got the handball away in the end. Gronawegan got a left foot ball forward. Bounced at the feet of the target. Opportunity for the Demons here to clear it. They just hack one off the ground. It finds the chest of a teammate there in Finlay Poke. So he's got it. Back edge of the centre square, Finlay Poke. Probably only a minute or two to go in this quarter. So the Demons will be happy to really probably shut up shop here and keep the Blues at 5 goals. If they can do that, probably wouldn't be the worst result for them, given the strong breeze that they are going against in this opening term. So they've got it on the outer wing. Long ball down the line. High marks, high flyers required, and doing just that was Joby Harper. Drifted in from the side, took a lovely mark. Centering ball. They're away here again from halfback, the Blues. They've done this well all afternoon. Right. Sets a bit of a task for Holt. Has to get over the back. He waited for it. Bingham got a hand in there. That was enough to at least allow some time for some defence to come in. But the kick goes forward looking for Musica. Williams gets across with a double-fisted spoil, ensures the ball is out of bounds. 50 out from the Demons' defensive goal.
Yeah, they're really missing Hugh Williams Jr. back there today. He's again, Hugh Williams Sr. really stalwarts in that defence there for North Hobart. So boundary throw in, 40 metres around from the right behind post. Thorpe, that's Cody Thorpe, gets it to Holfman, who's tackled well from behind. Mitch Thorpe out today through injury. And also missing today is Jay Blackberry, who was going to talk to us at half time, but now he's a runner. I don't know whether he's going to be able to, but he might pop up here. We'll wait and see. Half forward. Contested ball. North Hobart player slung in the tackle. Umpire lets it go. Just a quiet moment here. We might just have a quick look at half time at AFL.
I was just going to ask Max a question. Looking at this side today, Max, how many players do you think sort of come back into this team for the Blues come finals?
There's probably only 2 or 3 that have been consistently playing seniors that aren't playing today, Luke. So there wouldn't be too many. To be close to their strongest side at the moment.
And that siren you may have heard in the background has ended the first quarter. One in which the home team have dominated here. Kicked the 5 goals, the Blues, so they're 5-5-35, leading the Demons yet to score. So 35-point margin. All single goal kickers for the home team. Jake Hines kicked 1, Boyd 1, Taylor 1, Dowling and Pitcher kicked the opening goal.
Luke Grabarczyk for City Park Radio Sport. So it's 5-5-35. Launceston, North Hobart yet to score. Maxi, they held back, let's say, the dam wall for that first 15 minutes or so, but late goals to Launceston really put them on top. But we'll probably get a better indication at half time how the game's progressing.
Yeah, we will. North Hobart will have the advantage of that, what I think is about a 4-goal breeze. So, yeah, I'd like to think, whilst we weren't all that confident with their forward power to kick a winning score today, they need to at least get it deep into their inside 50s to give them a chance in this quarter. And yeah, if they could get 2, maybe 3 goals for the quarter and hold Launceston to 1 or 2, I'd say they'd be pretty happy with it.
Absolutely. As we see the teams now in their respective huddles, forwards, backs and midfielders. So we'll take a break here on City Park Radio, and when we come back we'll have second quarter action and groups of stats, and we'll also have the boys from the boundary giving us their report. At the moment it's the Blues by 35 points.
When it comes to your home or your local business, L-Gas is the smart choice. Make the switch and be rewarded with $80 in LPG account credits when you sign up. Whether it's cooking, hot water or heating, L-Gas has got you covered. For $80 in LPG account credits, visit the website lgas.com.au, download the L-Gas app or give us a call on 131 161. L-Gas. Local, safe and reliable.
A sponsor of City Park Radio.
We'd probably all like to come home to a new kitchen without all the usual hassle. With our unique bench tops that fit on top, Granite Transformations can simply install one of our 50 granite or marble finishes over the top of your existing surfaces. Along with our made-to-measure replacement doors, Granite Transformations can completely transform your kitchen while you get on with your day. Call Granite Transformations Launceston on 6326 2962 or visit the showroom at 190 Invermay Road, Invermay.
A sponsor of City Park Radio.
Have you considered how much your property is worth?
Or have you thought about selling or just getting a current market valuation? My name is Yvonne.
And my name is Neil. Together we are Team Hawkins at Harcourts Launceston.
Working under the Harcourts banner collectively for over 25 years, we have the experience, training and knowledge to help you get the results you are looking for.
Call us for a free appraisal today and ask to speak with Team Hawkins. Team Hawkins, a sponsor of City Park Radio.
This sports broadcast is brought to you by L-Gas. For all your LPG needs, talk to the locals with knowledge. L-Gas, call 13 11 61, a sponsor of City Park Radio.
Thanks very much to Chris there for getting us back here to City Park Radio's coverage of North Hobart versus Launceston. And at quarter time, it's 35-point margin to Launceston. Got Groves' team stats. And at the moment, the hit-outs, Launceston pretty dominant. Groenewegen had a great quarter in that first quarter, winning a lot of taps and taking marks himself. 20 hit-outs to 6. Clearances, pretty even. Quality clearance for the day, pretty difficult in the conditions, but 10 to North Hobart, 9 to Launceston. For inside 50s, Launceston 15 to 5. After one stage, it was only 5 to 4. North Hobart had a fair bit of it inside there, attacking 50 early on. Marks inside 50, boys. How's this one? It's 8 to 0. So 8 marks inside 50. That's huge for a quarter of footy.
It is, Dave. And 4 of those marks have probably resulted in goals for them.
Yep.
As far as individual stats, and thanks to Darren Lovell from Longy Footy Club for giving us these individual stats. Hines, big, massive first quarter, 10 possessions, 10 kicks, no handballs. Holt with 8, Alec Wright with 7, Joby Harper with 7. Not a lot of handballs in these ones. Gronawagon with 6 kicks, and Fletcher Seymour with 5. So, a lot of contributors there for the Blues. Haven't got the North Hobart stats, but I think Kilpatrick was one of their better players. Of course, Jackson the ruck, Battle Manfley, Hugh Williams, and those sort of people.
Yeah, their defence did a reasonable job, didn't it? The ball lived in that really defensive 50 for them for 15 minutes of that quarter. So their defence held up reasonably well. And as you say, a couple of those midfielders, Kilpatrick, Fort Manfley and Jackson is always in the ruck.
You probably wouldn't expect too many handballs on a day like today, and the stats are reflecting it already, aren't they, Foz?
That's right.
Yep.
It's very much a get it into your side, attacking 50. So we've got the North Hobart people here. Bear Robinson, who's hung around as an assistant coach this year to assist Clinton French. He's coming over towards the box here, and Hugh Williams, who's out injured as well. Another player coming towards the visiting coach's box. 5-5-35 to North Hobart, yet to score. The other game that's in progress, so we've got staggered start times today. And at half-time at Twin Ovals, it's the Tigers 74 leading the Magpies 29. Earlier today in the D-League, Launceston 13-15-93 defeated North Hobart 2-6-18. Not sure of the score, but I know that Launceston won the under-18s earlier than that as well. Barge AFL?
AFL Bulldogs still doing it comfortably over the Crows, 41-point margin there. Cats up by 8.
Okay, down to the boys on the boundary, Rob and Tony.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Tony and I are actually having a chat to the Boundary Riders Union today after the way the conditions are down here and the palatial conditions up there from you boys. But North Hobart, really, I could sum it up in a sentence. More contest, more contest, more contest. That's it from the North Hobart huddle. Over to Tone.
Okay, pre-match, Mitch Thorpe said basically treat this bit like a dry day. He still wants to hit the 45s. Halfway through the quarter, when the play was on the half-forward flank on the opposite side of the ground, he sent the runners out and said transition more to this side of the ground. They opened up, and that's when they kicked their last 2 or 3 goals. He wants them to keep doing much the same. Play a bit of intelligence in defence. He reckons the North Hobart people lag back a bit, so he just wants to look for the short option, then kick it in long, aiming for Cody and Gronawagon down in the goal square.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Rob. We're underway here in the second quarter at Windsor Park. Here's Luke Grabarczyk.
Cody Thorpe into the ruck, won it down, but only as far as Kilpatrick. So the Demons with the breeze. What can they do? They get the first marginal clearance, but don't clear the centre square. Ball ends up with Holt. He comes back inside to Pulfreman, and they will get not quite to the 50 here, the Blues. They've got it 60 metres out directly in front. Players required at ground level. Body's going willingly. Taylor came through, gave a handball to the flying Pulfreman. He goes towards goal. Can they get back here? The Demons' defence, it's offline anyhow, through for one behind. So the Blues get that all-important first clearance. Opportunity to keep the ball down here for as long as they can against this breeze.
First score at the northern end of the ground, Barge.
Yes, and no coincidence, the Blues going to that end now, Foz.
Yes.
So we'll see what we can do this quarter. It'll be very interesting. Big fist from Jackson comes across in front of the pack. Keeps the ball in the vicinity, 70 metres out from the Blues' goal. Fascinating quarter ahead. You really feel the Demons, they have to break even if they're to be competitive in these conditions. So Thorpe into the ruck, as we heard Gronawagon going to spend a bit more time forward. Thorpe, clean possession, round the body, hurried into the 50, pitcher, guarded the drop of the ball nicely, couldn't complete the mark in the end, then later tackle. Millhouse goes in, 2 players pile on top of him immediately. We'll have a ball up 45 out from the Blues' goal.
I thought it was a strange choice to kick out to this side from the North Hobart guys. Like, I know it's the attacking side, but take it to the defensive side, to the wing, and then bring it back into the middle.
Thorpe wins a tap out. Pulfreman has had a good game so far. Back to Thorpe. Kicks it towards the hot spot. Mark taken. I suspect that might be Casey Brown.
Looks like it.
Yes, it is. He's taken the mark, about 30 out. Tough shot, though. Very, very heavy conditions in front of that northern goal.
It was nearly an Olympic event, synchronised diving.
Absolutely.
Going into that mud pile there, Foz.
We've got the BMX on the monitor here in our commentary position. Max is keeping an eye on that.
Not.
As Casey Brown lining up for goal. He's kicked a few this year. He's drifted forward a bit more than usual. Taking a long time. We haven't got the 30-second count, but he's probably taken every second of that. Casey Brown wanders in. The first one into the breeze. He makes no mistake. And the Blues get that vital goal into the breeze early in this second quarter, and they kick their 6-6-42. So yet to score for North Hobart. And 6 individual goal kickers, Barch, am I right there?
That's correct. All singles so far. And you feel, Max, that if they went in with sort of any sort of happiness at quarter time, a goal 2 minutes against the breeze just snuffed that out for the Demons.
Yeah, it does. And look, you've got to take your hat off to North Hobart Football Club as well. Like, the Devils have got a practice match tomorrow, 17s and the 19s, which I believe North Hobart have got about 12 players involved in that. And for them to have 12 players in waiting to field the three sides is a big positive for the club in the first instance. But you certainly feel for them missing that amount of players and the quality of them.
Can they get this ball away from the clearance? No, they can't, the Demons. Polframan, he's been busy early. Gets it down towards half forward. Musica comes up, kept the ball in front, allowed Holt to come across, and made a good Shepherd. Musica, a couple of good efforts. Nothing really on the stat sheet, but what the coach wants to see. Fights on now at ground level, keeps the ball alive. Did very well, Michael Musica. Seymour's there to help. They can't take it away, though. And Hugh Williams sees it over the boundary line. So the Blues dominant in the clearances early in this quarter, making life difficult for the Demons' defence. They've done really 30 minutes of defending in this game. After the first 5 minutes they had it in their forward half, it has lived in the Blues' attacking zone since then. Thorpe, he's been good in the ruck so far, got down to the front, a little bit far for Seymour. A little chipping ball there from that man that's come into the side in Hyatt. Up towards the 50, Pitcher's caught behind again, lays a good tackle, Braden Pitcher, he's been busy. Got it out towards Hyatt, back to Seymour. Left foot kick, will stay inside. Opportunity here for Harper to fly from behind. Created a crumb for Taylor. He's tucked against the line. What can he do, Taylor? Gave it to Hines. Little right foot chipping ball. Just was cut off at the line by Norton. Last line defence gives it to Kilpatrick, and they're away immediately, the Demons.
Ends up now half back here with Caswell, the on-baller. Goes the handball now back to Kilpatrick. Top possession winner so far for North Hobart. Lovely kick to the centre of the ground. Here's their chance through Jack McCulloch. Doesn't quite know what to do with it. Goes half forward to Hardy. Nice kick. And marks on his chest Nathan Hardy. Now, if he launches, he might be within range, but he goes short here, looking for Finlay Poke. Good spoil there from Launceston. They'll bounce back now off half back. Kick towards the wing. Seymour up against Hugh Williams. Great mark. Hugh Williams drew it in with a one hand. Very skillful indeed. On centre wing. Goes short, looking here for Finlay Poke. He takes the mark, the former Northwest Coaster. The number 30. Plays on. Kicks inside 50. Chance here for the D's. But cutting it off there is Jacob Boyd, who makes a good mark in defence for the Blues.
Couple of good balls going forward at the 50 sort of maximum. But then the couple of balls deep just really gave the forwards no chance at all. They'd be disappointed with that, the Demons.
Just lacking that firepower or the strength of a contested mark there, aren't they?
Indeed. Blues come back inside. Boy, that was like a rifle, that pass. Hit right on the chest at centre half back. He goes out wide. Better run from the back line here. The Blues, they're forward once more. Kicks a little bit high for Polframan. Got some work to do. Gronewegan arrives now. Polframan and Gronewegan and Pitcher there inside the forward 50. They'll settle for a stoppage and they'll have an opportunity here, the Blues, with the ball inside their attacking zone once more. Forward 50s this quarter.
I'll just have a look at the fight.
4-2
on the wing.
Been a little bit of niggle in this one early. I wouldn't be happy playing football this afternoon either, really. Ball comes to the top of the square. Opportunity for Thorpe. Just couldn't take it in below the knees, the big man. Over the back here. Smith got a right foot inside out kick, and that worked.
Kilpatrick, I think it is behind the pole there, Barge.
Yes, Kilpatrick on the chest. Comes inside to Ford. He's got it. Half-back position, Ford. This is a good ball over the top to Poke. He's got a runner if he chooses in Millhouse and elects to go himself. To a one-on-one. North Hobart player went to ground. As a result, Wright gets back uncontested. Gets around a tackler now, and he comes away right.
Right, too big, too strong in that contest. Gets it to Hyatt. Hyatt handballs back to Wright. Little chip kick in the centre of Windsor Park. Here's big Gronewegan. Cruises away. Gets it to Taylor, who's got space. Front edge centre square. Ball is deep here towards Cody Thorpe. Up there against Brad Young. Young does pretty well in the contest. Connor Smith has been good. He might have got a high tackle there from Thorpe. But not so, says the umpire. No, the non-officiating umpire saw what I saw. He comes in and says a high tackle to you, Connor Smith. And he's done a few nice things in this quarter. Former Guildford Young College student. Kicks over here towards Millhouse. His second possession in a minute. Kicks nicely here to the advantage of a teammate in forward. How will it bounce? And the spongy turf, okay. Forward, good vision. Tries to find a teammate there in Hilda. And Wright, who's been really marshalling the troops across half-back, picks it up and gets tackled out of bounds.
One of the differences in the side at the moment is that North Hobart are happy to go to ground, like we saw there on that occasion, and the one that went to centre-half forward a moment ago, whereas Launceston seem to be keeping their feet a lot better.
Good observation, Max. I think that's spot on. They've let themselves down a couple of times going forward. Well, it looked like they had a little bit more space, but as you say, going to ground almost unnecessarily. Ball's brought back into play here. Another secondary stoppage. That's going nowhere. Norton laid a tackle.
That's why I get paid the big bucks, Bart.
Absolutely.
Is that right?
Yep.
Well, at the start of the year when Foz said we'll put you on the same as Mac, I thought, gee, this will be lucrative.
Yeah,
I was wrong there.
All the same amount here at City Park Radio.
But
groups.
Well, I've been calling for an increase in Gruber's budget all year. Nothing happening.
Highest paid bloke is a statistician.
He gets a pen.
Ball up, centre wing. McCulloch, rose high. Kilpatrick, he's been very busy. Could have got one in the back or high. Umpire says, take your pick. Free kick to Kilpatrick. He's been busy. A little bit of niggle in this one. He has the football now. Plays on. Left foot kick. We'll send it inside 50. It's a high ball with the breeze. Flyers required. Now it's at ground level. Can the Demons muster something here? Not at this stage. They'll clear a gate. Now, free kick being paid for a throw. They'll have a shot at goal here, the Demons. In the hands of McCulloch. He's got it 40 metres out, 45-degree angle. So not an easy shot by any means. But we saw the Blues were able to convert from here in the opening term on several occasions. So McCulloch going at their first score of the afternoon. 9 minutes gone in the second term. Really their first real shot at goal. Crosses the 50 now, McCulloch. Couple of little steps, gives himself a bit of room. Drop punt. Looks pretty good. He's put it through from there. There's a confidence boost for the visiting team. They've got there first. McCulloch has won. They trim the margin back to 37 points. It's 6-7-43, the Blues, leading North Hobart. That solitary goal, 6 points.
It was a really good kick for goal, that one. Obviously learnt from the Launceston players who kicked their 5 down that end in the first quarter, and full of confidence, kicks through the ball and made the distance and made it look very easy.
It's been a feature of the afternoon, Max. Sort of afternoon you don't expect a lot of skill on display, but the set shot kicking has been fantastic in trying conditions.
It has. Just got an update from another part of the lovely state today, Jace. Foz from compliments of Jason Elmer, Lindisfarne versus Cygnet.
Oh, big one.
1v2 down
big
there
one
today, and the Farn, as he calls it, Lindisfarne, 5 points at quarter time. So for our southern listeners watching here and listening with North Hobart, we'll keep you informed as we can throughout the day.
Absolutely. Beautiful kick from Smith, finds Brown, plays on immediately, gets to 45, weighted kick, lovely one to Hines, who takes the mark, 20 out. And, we wonder why Launceston are the best team in the competition. The skills in these conditions from the centre of the ground were absolutely magnificent.
And also, I thought the willingness to play on. Foz in these conditions easily could have gone back, on. Yep. Taken, 10 minutes, but he gave the forwards a one-on-one opportunity, and they take a mark.
So chance for our first multiple goal kicker here for the Blues. They've got 6 individual ones at the moment. Jake Hines, he's 25 out, slide angle to the northern end of the ground. Jake Hines kicks his second. And the Blues answer that one from the Demons just a minute or so ago. And they go out now to 7-7-49 to 1 goal straight 6.
And I'll suspect that North Hobart will try and get young Isaac Mathewson back on him, because he played, I was watching in the first quarter, he went to Hines every time. So I suspect that Isaac might have a job today, good learning experience for him, and son of Premiership player and ex-St Patrick's College boy, Darren, or son of Darren and Samantha, I should say, not just the one. But
Darren also spent a bit of time with Richmond under-19s, if I remember.
Played in a Richmond Premiership
That's
under-19s,
right.
yes.
Correct. Back in the centre, McCulloch up against Gronewagen. Well done, big fella McCulloch, the goal kicker. Gets it to half forward. Chance here for North Hobart if they can pick it up. It was Campbell in there. Boyd, though. Nice little kick sideways, looking for Gronewagen. Well done, Connor Smith. Met the contest. He was out pointed weight-wise there, but he gave it his 100%, and he upset Gronewagen. Forced a stoppage out of bounds.
Their endeavour's been good, I'd have to say.
Yep, no doubt about that. 7-7-49, 1 goal straight 6. Bounty throw in. Right in front of the interchange area. From the back, McCulloch knocks it down off the ground. Smith towards the centre circles it goes. Hines again. 10 possessions in the first quarter. Gets another one there. Tackle laid by Seymour. Some stuff coming through on Twitter. We thought that there might be some games postponed, but there's now some talk they might be played in Melbourne tomorrow. So we'll keep you up to date with that if I see anything on the Twitter. Comes now to Seymour. Handballs straight away. Kick inside 50 there. That was Josiah Burling on debut. Taken by Taylor. Now to Donnellan. He's going to do the don't argue. Gets tackled, holding the ball.
Good decision.
Must mention the debut today of Josiah Burling, number 55. His mother's not very well, so it's a really emotional day for Josiah, debuting today for Lonnie. Well done for the young man, as it's marked at half-back. And taking the ball there.
That's the debutant there,
yes,
that young
Nathaniel
man.
Sulzberger.
I tell you what, Kilpatrick bit off a fair bit with the centering ball, but it was up to the task of the young man. Sulzberger took a critical mark. But this kick, bring it to the outer or the near side, is ill-directed, and as a result the Blues will bring it back in through Taylor. He goes with a little short ball to the 50. He's got a man all on his own there in Tuthill. Takes a couple of metres, runs to 40. Tuthill runs and has another for the Blues. Good finish there from the defender getting forward, Jack Tuthill. That's certainly his first for the afternoon. It's the 8th for the Blues. They go to 8-7-55, leading North Hobart 1 straight 6-13 minutes gone second term.
Some extra cheers there, Maxie, because I don't know if Jack's kicked many goals over his journey.
Wouldn't have been too many. Not that we've called too many here, Foz, at City Park Radio. The big difference in this game at the moment is Launceston's willingness to keep the ball moving. You know, they get it, they're playing on straight away. Taylor's been really impressive for the first quarter and 15 minutes too.
Today's broadcast brought to you by Elgas. For your LPG needs statewide, talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 13 11 61. Dave Grube's stats here at the moment, 8 inside 50s to 3. Despite kicking into the breeze at the moment, the Blues, they lead that stat. Still well ahead in the hit-outs, and now taking control on the clearances as well. Nice tap out there from Thorpe to Seymour. He's tackled straight away.
I've just picked up something in the new commentary box that I'm not a big fan of, Foz. I've got a little bit of a waft of the canteen coming up.
Yes.
It's a little bit off-putting.
We'll have to duck down at half-time as McCulloch gets the tap away. Hines continues to pick up possessions. One-on-one contest on the wing. Winning the contest there was Hyatt. His number obscured by the mud. Taken by Seymour. Kicks to where the scoreboard is over on the far side. Great mark to Harper. He's taken a couple of big clunks today. Looks fit, does Joby Harper. Gets it to half forward to Polfreman. 2 kicks out from goal. Polfreman sits it up. And almost taking mark there with Donnellan, but he was held. So Jack Donnellan, he's about 20 out, slight angle. Suffered a shoulder injury a few weeks ago that looked like it almost might be season ending, but he's come back into the team. Tough nut that he is. Of course, disappointed he missed out on last year's premiership. Talk of him moving elsewhere, but he stayed loyal to the Blues, and he's a valuable senior player lining up for goal. Might get the AFL after this one, Barch, if you're onto it. Jack Donnellan for Launceston's 9th. Sure is. Another goal, the Blues. First goal of the day to Jack Donnellan. 9-7-61 to 1 goal straight 6, and the margin staying to really blow out here at Windsor Park. Bart, you've got the AFL update for us.
Yes, Bulldogs just hovering at that 7-goal margin over the Crows into the last quarter there, leading it by 43. And after a tight start down in Hobart in the third quarter, the Cats out by 17 points over the Kangaroos.
Today's broadcast brought to you by Elgas. For all your LPG needs statewide, talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 13 11 61. Maxie, we'll get to you quickly. It's really starting to blow out here.
Yeah, it certainly is, guys, and they need to be able to get something out of the middle, and North Hobart just don't have the depth at the moment. You look at Thorpe, Powerfman, Harper and Hines in the middle versus their goal kicker McCulloch, first gamer Sulzberger, so they've got a bit to work in there.
Yes, they certainly have, and it comes forward once more from that centre restart for the Blues. They'll go inside forward 50 now. Squaring ball was wonderful vision. Found Fletcher Seymour 45 metres out directly in front, and set shot goal kicking has not been an issue this afternoon, so they'll have an opportunity to go back and kick for their 10th. We're not yet into time on in the second term, so Max's, I think, 14 to 17 goals looks in serious danger.
It does.
At this stage.
Won't make the distance here, Bart.
Gives himself a couple of metres, uses that stand run, pumps a long ball right to the line. It's touched on the line. And if someone was putting in a case for a pay rise, it's this man to my left this afternoon. He's been all over it. One behind the result. Rushed through 9-8-62, leads 1 solitary goal 6. Kilpatrick brings it back in, goes to the outer side.
So off hands, a free kick back there to Hugh Williams, in front of the Windsor Park Centre.
Inside 50s groups, they've had about 2, have they? This
10-3, yeah.
10-3.
I reckon 2 of those 3 were pretty early on.
Yeah, shallow ones, but they did score a nice goal through McCulloch. They need to score a few more though in this last 10 minutes. Do their Demons. Hugh Williams to the outer side. Mark dropped there by Boyd. Hines just runs into a brick wall. He might have taken on the tackle there. Umpire says holding the ball. I often see that with Jake Hines, but ran into Leafheber there. Laid a good tackle.
Umpiring's been excellent, I think, so far, Foz.
Yep, always hard in these conditions. Thomas Leafheber. His eyes are looking inside. Now we've got a 50 there. No one on the mark. So Leafheber gets himself 20 metres. Kicks inside 50, and Mark almost taken there by McCulloch. But they sweep it away from defence to the Blues through Harper. Handball to Hodge, who was under pressure. Might have fallen out of bounds.
We were just talking before about their depth in the centre square, Max. The other thing with this Launceston side, they've lost Dylan Riley to that terrible season-ending injury. This afternoon, you haven't missed him.
No.
They go forward and they've got half a dozen options up there kicking goals.
Certainly a handy replacement on the day, and is following through with Pitcher already. He's only got 1 today, but he'll be licking his lips trying to get a few more, I reckon.
Caswell kicks inside 50, off hands, taken by Hines. Handballs to space to Boyd. He gets it further field to Hodge. Great kick by Hodge. Finds Holt. Foot skills under pressure is a really impressive feature of the Blues game at the moment. Holds up in the breeze. Podford takes the mark. Twin ovals, 46-point margin. Tigers lead. 25 minutes into the third quarter. Taylor takes the mark. Wheels round. Inside 50, Musica and Thorpe are there. Musica will take the mark. No. Thorpe has given away a free kick in the back play, which he's not overly impressed about. But, Brad Young with the free kick. Gets it to Caswell. Handballs to teammate there. Medwin Smith under pressure. Now does the umpire read this? High tackle. It's going the way of Jack Donnellan.
If there's one fault in Jack's game, he leads with his head, and he's going to get terribly hurt one day, and I've told him in person as well, but then it should have been play on because he just stuck his head.
55 out, kicks to the hot spot. Kilpatrick's there, but the mark taken in front by Braden Pitcher, who kicked the first goal of the afternoon in the first minute of the game. A chance to get a second now. 20 out, 45-degree angle.
And a lot of that leading with the head is courage at the footy, but he scares me the way he goes into the ball sometimes. That one was a little bit different with the head-high tackle because I think he ducked into it to try and get it, but yeah.
So we've got a shot on goal here from Pitcher. And he comes for goal, and he might have missed to the near side here. Yep, the umpire signals that. 9-9-63 to 1 goal straight 6. Almost 21 minutes into this second quarter. Here's Luke Grabarczyk for City Park Radio Sport.
First real set shot blemish that you probably would have marked them down for this afternoon. The Blues have been excellent in front of goal. Kilpatrick takes a couple of metres from the defensive goal square, the kick in, goes looking for Williams, came to the back. Max called for a push in the back. Umpire said no. Hurried high ball here. Coming up to meet his Holt. He's been busy in the last few minutes. Gives a handball over the top to Seymour. He goes to the run of Hodge. Sends it into the pocket. Free man was on, but the kick was just a little bit strong. I think that was Pitcher again, or was it Taylor? Taylor. Kick had just a little bit too much on it. Connor Smith takes the mark. 15 metres out from goal. He'll go across that goal now to Ford in the back pocket. Got a couple of players on down here. The kick can get there. It's a good one. Finds McCulloch on the chest. McCulloch goes back. Not a lot to kick to down the line. He's got Finlay Pope presenting up down the wing. He's taken a long time. Goes there now, and as a result, he had to pick out that player into a triangle of Blues. Kick wasn't good enough. It was picked off by Woolley. He goes inboard to Seymour. So Seymour, from alongside the centre square, got a man across the ground. They'll go inside 50 now, the Blues, with a high kick, 20 metres out. Thorpe there at the back. Maybe the crumb now for the big man, Cody Thorpe. Couldn't get down. Falls the way of Harper. Left foot kick is well offline. Won't score, out of bounds on the full. Free kick will go the way of Ford from the back pocket. So 22 minutes gone. They've kicked 4 goals after 5 in the opening term. 1 to the Demons. So it's a 4-goal to 1 quarter against the Breeze for the home team. Been impressive. Forward goes very short. Not 15, the umpires, but I think that's a good decision. Jackson took the ball on the full, but it wasn't the required journey. And as a result, we'll have a ball up 3 metres out from the Blues' goal. They're often, I think, a little bit lenient there, but that was a good decision from the umpire. Flirting with danger. Thorpe took it out of the ruck. One-handed, couldn't get boot to ball. They get it 15 metres further away, the Demons, but it's in the hands of Holt. He comes back inside. Taylor on all fours, fed it out. Donnellan might have gotten in the back of his opponent. Umpire said no. Caswell's there. Tried a one-handed fend off. Ball pinballs off a couple of legs. Umpire certainly not going to pick a free kick out of that. And as a result, we'll have a ball in, 30 metres around from the Blues' goal.
Tight game down at Bellerive. Cats lead by just 11 points over the Kangaroos.
They've been pretty solid, the Roos. I think they've, in betting terms, covered the line in every match of their last 8 games, so they're doing better than the punters think for the last 2 months. They've been pretty impressive, the Kangaroos. Here's Miller Hodge. He's got it 40 metres out from goal. Just kicks a little hacked ball forward. Lands fortuitously in the lap of Holt, and he'll go back, Grant Holt, and he'll kick for his first goal. So it's 2 goals to Hines. Then there are probably another 7 single goal kickers for the Blues, and Holt will look to join that list for his first of the afternoon.
That's their 13th mark inside 50.
For the game or for the...
For the game.
For the game,
8
yes.
first quarter, 5 in this quarter.
8 in the first. That's world record pace. So a bit of a worry there for the Demons defence. Holt comes in. Kick is pretty good. Umpire does a little bit of work, but he snuck it home. They've got their 10th, 5th for the quarter. They go to 10-9, 69. That's a pretty big score in these conditions. Minutes before half-time. It's a 63-point margin. North Hobart have the 1 goal through McCulloch, and it's getting a little bit ugly, Max.
It is, Luke, and can't say that I saw that goal because I was trying to check some AFL scores. But, the scoreboard is very ugly at the moment. Half-time can't come quick enough, and North Hobart would be very disappointed in their, endeavour to be able to get the ball forward. They seem to be too reliant on trying to shut down Launceston, which hasn't been successful. So if you can't do that, you do the opposite. You try and attack. But they just can't break it past centre half forward for them.
Jack McCulloch in the ruck now, up against, and in fact he wins it, takes the ball, kicks it forward. He's the goal kicker in this second quarter for the Demons. That half forward, Salisbury, just a nice little handball to Caswell, who links up nicely with Leifeber for goal. Offline, but it's a score there for North Hobart, 1 goal, 1-7. Just a little bit of class you see in a young player, that handball from Salisbury. It's really quick hands. You'll learn a lot about the game today with a young man, 15-year-old, up against the top team in the TSL. He comes out to Hodge, who marks it half back. He goes short now to Gronawagon. Leads up, takes it confidently on his chest. Plays on immediately on defensive 50. Kicks to a contest. And that's a nice mark taken there for North Hobart by Young. Little chip kick. Work it forward through Campbell. He spots up Leifeber. Caswell at half forward. Handballs it off to Sulzberger. Back to Leifeber. Just came undone with a fumble. And it'll be now a contested ball. Still a chance for North Hobart. Boyd comes out. Well sharked in by Leifeber. He's 45 out. Thomas Leifeber. Is that a goal? No, just getting a fingernail on it there was Jamison House. But another impressive forward 50 effort there from the North Hobart Demons, Max.
Yeah, repeat efforts. That's what that was, and they just need more of it. Too easy coming out of defence here, though, for them.
Lowe's bringing it in. Ends up in the arms of Tuthill. Kicked a wonderful goal earlier this quarter. Jack Tuthill has it inside his defensive 50. Now, finals, boys. 1v2. Launceston play here week 1.
Not sure. It might depend on the state of the ground and other factors.
Yeah, that was what I was getting at, Boss, with the state of the ground.
Yeah. I'd say if we get we get a wet August, I doubt. Well, I don't know, but it'll have to be looked at.
Okay. All right. Smith has it now. He sends a little squaring kick. Gee whiz, players went in hard there, both of them. Boyd was one, Williams the other. Ends up coming the way of the Demons. Hardy has it at half forward. He's got plenty of time. Comes back into the debutant Sulzberger, who's been very busy this quarter. Gets another possession. Back to Caswell. Over the top now. Kilpatrick. Wheels around onto the left. Sends a high ball inside forward 50. They've got some work to do. Gee, going back there, could have almost taken that mark. I think that was Millhouse. Couldn't complete it. Good tackle late here by the Blues. Players will pile in on the 50. Ball up, and they've had a few sort of almost would-be, could-be moments in the last 5 minutes. The Demons haven't been able to put it on the scoreboard. They've just added the 2 behinds. So they're 1-2-8, trailing by 61 points, nearing half-time. Umpire's picked a free kick out. Will go the way of the Blues. Almost called advantage to Pitcher. Pitcher played his case. Umpire says, no, you'll have to go back. And it will go the way of Cody Thorpe. Has the football at centre-half back, Cody Thorpe. Been pretty solid this afternoon in the ruck. Competed well. Been good at ground level. Comes out looking for Pitcher. Umpire's picked out another free kick here. Same signal, holding the man. Will go the way of Brayden Pitcher. So he has it defensive side of centre wing. Or it might be yes, it is Brayden Pitcher. Goes looking for Gronawegan. Kick to him is pretty good. Comes up and accepts the ball on his chest. Joe Gronawegan just slightly forward to the wing now. Kicks up looking for Casey Brown. Got hands to it. Couldn't complete the mark. Norton did well. His handball was smothered. Brown went back in at ground level. They wrestle for the football. Norton and Brown. Neither wins out and the umpire will come in. Ball up. Just attacking side of centre wing for the Blues. And that is the siren to end the first half here at Windsor Park. A little bit going on behind the play. Cody Thorpe having a few words to say. And might just be reminding the visitors that his team leads comfortably. Someone's been sat down here. Jake Hines comes away with a smile on his face. Players go in. Not sure the Blues need to be doing sort of anything silly leading into a final series a couple of weeks out. A couple of players just being sat down at the moment. A little bit of push and shove. It's a 61-point margin to the Blues. They lead at 10-9-69, leading North Hobart 1-2-8. It's been a dominant display in this first half, Max.
Yeah, he has, Bart. I'm sorry, I'm too interested in...
Who do you think the antagonists are there in that? Cody Thorpe's come away from it now.
Cody Thorpe, little Jackie Donnellan, he doesn't mind just getting under people's skin either. So all's fair in love and war, and it's only a bit of push and shove.
Yeah, didn't seem to be much in it, really.
No,
nothing.
No punches or anything like that thrown. A few jumper punches, but just
sort of thing there would have been a few fines handed out for in the AFL, I'd say, Max.
Absolutely, yep. And they'll look at that and they'll say no action required here at TSL headquarters. That seems to be the general consensus of that type of thing.
Goal kickers, we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, it's been a widespread for the home team. Jake Hines has 2. Then we've got singles, another, 8 single goal kickers. Grant Holt, Tuthill kicked one from defence in that second quarter, much to the delight of the home crowd. Jacob Boyd has 1. Casey Brown. Brendan Taylor's been busy and kicked a goal. Dowling kicked one in the first. Brayden Pitcher kicked the opening goal of the afternoon in Jack Donnellan. And then for the visitors, the single goal to McCulloch kicked a lovely goal from a set shot late in that second term.
Now, I'm going to spring something on Tony Webb here if he's listening. I wonder if you could catch a quick grab with Mitch as he comes through the gate there. He might say no, but he might give you a quick word. So Mitch Thorpe's just coming over towards the gate. Let's see if we can get just a couple of quick grabs from him. At half-time here, it's 10-9-69. Launceston to North Hobart 1-2-8. So, Tony, you got Mitch down there?
Yep, Mitch, thanks very much for joining City Park Radio. Must be very pleased with the second quarter there against the win.
Yeah, I mean, we've tactically put a fair bit of work into how to play these conditions today. It's a heavy ground, so yeah, pleased with the boys' output.
Yeah, you said that the quarter time address pretty well try and treat it like a dry day.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, we've been fortunate with no rain, and the mud often makes the ball, a bit sticky. So we're just trying to make sure we hold our structures and not get, all sucked into the ball.
Okay, and what do you reckon for the second half? Much the same?
Yeah, hopefully we can lower our eyes and hit the scoreboard. We're a little bit inaccurate that quarter, so head down, bum up.
Great, thanks.
Thanks there to Mitch Thorpe. Word there with Tony, so appreciate that, Tony. So it's half time. It's 10-9-69 to 1-2-8. The Blues lead by the 61 points. Max, your thoughts?
Long way to go for the North Hobart Football Club today to get back in a competitive position for this game, and with Launceston kicking with the breeze in this third quarter, like Mitch just said then, he'll be very keen to keep playing the way they are, treat it as a dry day, which there is no rain, it's just the bogginess of the ground. And I think with the fitness of Launceston, Mitch has made comment on that a couple of times in the press in the last month or so, with the heaviness of the ground, he would be expecting his guys to be continuing to run at this that the speed and the endurance is what they have from the beginning of today's game right throughout the game, and that might take its toll on the younger legs of North Hobart as well.
And just looking at those scores there, Max, the Blues kicked 5-5 in the opening turn. They managed 5-4 against that wind. You know, North Hobart kicked the one goal after not, but it's a pretty impressive effort to kick that against that breeze in the second term.
Yeah, it was, when we were saying it's probably a 4-goal breeze, and they've actually kicked 5 against it, so that's a pretty good effort.
Well, they'll be very pleased here, the home team. They lead it by 61 points at half-time. Looking forward to the second half, Foz.
Yes, and before we go back for some messages, because Jay Blackberry's going to join us, he's just the runner today, so I think he's just getting changed a little bit. But we'll quickly go through the team stats. Thanks to Dave Gruber, who's doing a fine job as per usual. Hit-outs today, Launceston 31 to North Hobart 11-5 in that quarter. Clearances, the Blues got on top there. They lead 19-16 at half-time. Inside 50s, reasonably even that quarter, 13-8. Launceston 13, North Hobart 8 in that quarter, 28-13 overall. 13 marks inside 50 to the Blues. North Hobart yet to have a mark inside their attacking 50. And free kicks, North Hobart 11 and Launceston 8. We'll go through some individual stats for Launceston in a little while, but we're probably overdue to go back for some messages. When we come back, we'll hopefully have Jay Blackberry to chat to us here on City Park Radio.
When it comes to your home or your local business, L-Gas is the smart choice. Make the switch and be rewarded with $80 in LPG account credits when you sign up. Whether it's cooking, hot water or heating, L-Gas has got you covered. For $80 in LPG account credits, visit the website lgas.com.au, download the L-Gas app or give us a call on 131 161. L-Gas. Local, safe and reliable.
A sponsor of City Park Radio.
It's not all about books, you know. There's fashion clothes for the fuller figure, oodles of toys and DVDs. At Booked Again, 5A David Street in Newstead, next to the news agency. They also have a huge range of new and old books, so pop in and receive some great discounts on Susie's books. Don't forget, as well as books, there's clothes for the fuller figure, toys and DVDs. Susie has it all. Give yourself plenty of time to have a good look around. It's an amazing shop. Booked Again, 5A David Street, Newstead, a sponsor of City Park Radio.
At the Arcade Bar, it's always the 80s. They've got vintage arcade games and pinballs, classic cocktails and all your favourite beers. Experience a great night out or a drink after work with your favourite music from the 80s at the Arcade Bar. In the arcade at 97 York Street. Just look for the street signs. Open Tuesday to Saturday from 5 p.m. Mention this ad for 20% off your first drink and check out Facebook or Insta for more on the Arcade Bar, a sponsor of City Park Radio.
You're listening to Tasmanian State League Football on City Park Radio.
Welcome back here to Windsor Park half-time. It's Launceston 10-9-69, leading North Hobart 1-2-8. Major goal scorer at the moment for the Blues is Jake Hines with 2. And there's a number of single goal kickers. And then for North Hobart, Jack McCulloch kicked the only goal. They're underway now at UTAS Stadium, North Launceston and Lauderdale. No score as yet. And deep in the game now at Twin Ovals, it's Tiger 16-7, 103, leading Glenorchy 7-7-49. Okay, I had a message there from Darren Lovell, the statistician for Launceston, so some individual stats there for the Blues. Jake Hines now up to 17 possessions, Barch, pretty impressive.
He was very good, and the 2 goals to go with it.
Yep. JB Harper 15, he's coming into some form. Holt 14, the best games I've seen Grant Holt play. He's been terrific today. Fletcher Seymour 13, Miller Hodge 11, Taylor on, Brendan Taylor on 11 possessions. So they're the stats winners at the moment for the Blues. And joining us here, we've got Jay Blackberry, who's doing the running today. He's in the very fetching pink uniform. So he's just having a chat to Max at the moment. You've got AFL there, please, Barch, just
yes.
While we get Jay organised.
Bulldogs and the Crows, that's all over. 49 points. The Doggies has 55, in the end, and the Cats doing it by 11 points over the Kangaroos 3/4 time down in the south. Okay, so just straight away from coming off the ground as runner, it's a great pleasure to have Jay Blackberry joining us here at at Windsor Park at half-time. Jay, how have you seen the game so far?
It's been interesting. I think towards the second half of that second quarter, we started to move the ball quite well. So with the breeze this quarter, she's pretty heavy out there, as you can. It probably looks better than it is, yep. But it's pretty patchy. But we've been moving the ball and pressuring pretty well throughout the game. To go in 61 up at half time is a good result for us.
Now, mate, you've got an injury at the moment, a bit of a corky, is that correct? It's not a day for corkies, is it?
No, not really. No, I just copped a bit of a knock on my knee against Kingborough. I'm right to play. Zach, our physio, said there's no real need to, and we thought there was going to be a bit more rain today. So it's just we're in a position where we've got. I think we can't get off top spot, so it probably won't be. I probably won't be the only person that does this in the last. Or 3 games to come, but we're in a spot where we're just kind of building to that first final now. That's our focus. We still obviously want to play week to week, but the first final is now our focus.
Is that a challenge, Jay, when you're playing a team that obviously sit behind, you played a few times in the year already, to get yourself up for a game like today when it's the middle of winter, it's not great conditions, you've got top spot locked up? Is that a challenge to get up for a game like this?
No, it depends how you look at it. If it was pouring with rain, I reckon I probably would be, but as a footballer, you just want to play, so I'd rather be out there.
For spots too.
I'm probably fortunate enough that I should be able to get back into the team. I'll pick myself when it comes to match committee, but I'm lucky enough that I've probably got enough games on the board now that we can rest every now and then, and we've got Joby and players like Jimmy Dowling that haven't played much footy throughout the first half of the year, so giving them a game, or not giving them a game, but letting them play, me coming out, letting some of these young guys have a crack that'll probably find themselves in the D-League in the final series is good for us because it just allows some development. But we're not handing people games. We're still coming out to win each and every week, and it's it's nice to play at home. We haven't had a lot of home games in the last month or so, but I'd certainly rather be playing than run around in the pink, but that's the way it goes.
Now, Jay, how are you seeing the comp at the moment? Like, we're seeing some results where it seems to be tightening up a bit in the top 4. Obviously, the Tigers pushed you guys last week, and we saw Clarence beat North Launceston at UTAS Stadium, so it looks like it being a competitive final series?
I think so, yeah, certainly. I think Lauderdale, unfortunately, they've probably timed their run a little late now. I don't know if I don't actually know what the ladder is, but I'm not sure if they can make it or not. They might be able to still make it, but they've still got enough guys that they've shown. I think they beat the Tigers last week by a goal. I think Sigo kicked a goal after the siren or very close to it. So they've shown that they've got the capability of being up there. But I think overall it's pretty good footy to watch. Obviously, it's probably not great today, but I've got some mates playing at Bridge North, and I don't think I'd want to be playing there today. So, put it that way.
You got a question for Jay Maxey?
No, I was just going to say I've seen a couple of pictures on social media of the Parrot Park today, Jay, and I dare to say the Bulldogs probably aren't enjoying it that much down there.
Yeah, Dad sent me a photo. I don't know, it was a few hours ago now, but it didn't look nice. But we're pretty lucky. We haven't trained on this for a couple of weeks now. Obviously, with the bye last week, we tried to keep off it, and then last week this week they definitely wouldn't let us on it. But it's not the worst conditions. And look, we're going to have to play here in the next 3 out of the 4 weeks with a home final. We only go to Bellerive, is our only travel, so we've got to get used to it. And if we get used to it, unlucky to the teams that have got to come up here and play in it.
So when you say you haven't been able to train on it, Jay, we've got obviously you're fortunate here with the indoor complex over there. Just for our listeners, what's a week of training consist of when you can't get on the ground at this level?
So Monday, obviously this is a bit of a funny week, coming off the bye, but on Monday we trained over on the Christian school. That oval's held up really well with all the rain, and that gets a lot of traffic these days. But lucky enough that we could train on that Monday and get a good blow in. Then on Tuesday we were over in the indoor nets. I actually wasn't in there. I was doing a bit of running on the other ovals, so that was a bit wet. And then Thursday, same again, inside on the indoor nets. So we were lucky enough to get on an oval this week, and you just got to deal with it. There's not much you can do. If we have to train indoors for the next month, well, that's what we've got to do. But as long as we're touching the footies, it's not too bad. But we've been lucky. We've been able to go to Scotch High and train up in the gym up there. So you get some good different types of sessions where you're still getting plenty of touches. Probably not the same amount of contact, but still getting plenty of touches in.
Jay, a couple of great stories today. Isaac Hyatt and Josiah Burling. about those two young boys. A really landmark day for them for different reasons, and they've fought their way into the team.
Yeah, they've both spent a long period of time out of football, for both, obviously, as you say, various reasons. Little Isaac, he was unlucky with his knee. He was probably pushing a case. It wasn't last year, it was the year before to kind of play in our finals team. Just come down funny and hurt a bit of meniscus, and then that was it. He got an infection, and it's taken him until I think about 3 weeks ago he got to play his first game, and then Josiah, unlucky with suspension, but with some life stuff that he's going through. Hopefully footy's a really good out for him, and he can just come and enjoy himself, and the weight of the world can go off his shoulders for 2 hours while he's out having a run around in the mud with the boys. Absolutely.
Jay, looks like North Hobart out, and your fellow runner out there. Who's your fellow runner there today?
We've got Robbo today. He hasn't done a lot. I've probably spent a bit too much time on the ground. But
what do you consider to be the skills of a good runner, Jay?
I don't know if I've got them, but I think you've got to be... Joby is annoying. Joby did it for a lot of the first half of the year when he couldn't play. I think you've got to be annoying. You've got to be quite loud, and if you take anything off Marty Powell, you've got to be able to give a bit of lip to the opposition as well, I think.
You beat me to it, Jay, and I know Ange is listening, but you said you've got to be loud, you've got to be annoying. Marty fits all those categories. And
probably not slow though. Marty's slow. If you can get a bit of pace.
Well, he's not up to certainly not up to yourself, and he's not up to Andrew Robinson, who's a Stall gift winner, Foz. So there's a bit of talent out there in the pink as well. So we probably thought we're lucky today not to have Marty. I've seen him yelling a few messages from the bench. So what's his role today? I noticed him on the board. He's looking after the rotations.
He's on the phone normally, so he's taken a back step. I don't think he was around last year, but in the last couple of years...
He was sacked last year.
He's taken the phone, so he's getting the messages direct off the coaches. So I think today Noddy's sending the messages down the line. And then obviously we try our best, either speak to the guys on the bench or get out there and run a message. But it's... we haven't had to obviously be too vocal today with what we're doing, but we still like to be strict in what we do regardless of where we are in the game.
Well, Jay, the umps are coming out, so we'll let you get out there and get warmed up. And thanks for joining us here on City Park Radio. All the best for the rest of the season.
No worries, thank you.
That's Jay Blackberry joining us here on City Park Radio. We appreciate him getting his time. We'll take a break here on our coverage of TSL footy, and we're back in a moment with the second half.
Are you looking for a one-stop electrical solution? A team that does it all? Well, think Amped Electrical. With winter now truly upon us, you may want to get your heat pump serviced so it runs more efficiently. Or a brand new system to keep your home warm and toasty. Units starting from $2,650 supplied and installed. Whatever your electrical needs, Amped has got you covered for home or business. The friendly staff at Amped Electrical are here for you. Give the team a call on 633 16603 or visit our Facebook page to get in touch today. Amped Electrical, a proud sponsor of City Park Radio.
The 60s.
The 70s. Enjoy 2 hours of the best in classic rock.
On Real and in the Years. Saturdays from 5 on City Park Radio. This sports broadcast is brought to you by Elgas. For all your LPG needs, talk to the locals with knowledge. Elgas, call 13 11 61. A sponsor of City Park Radio.
Around the grounds in the TSL here, it's Launceston 10-9-69 leading North Hobart 1-8. At UTAS Stadium, pretty low scoring in the first quarter. It's North Launceston 7 leading Lauderdale 6, and I tell you what, that surface just looks a picture there. Tomorrow, of course, we've got Hawthorn and Brisbane, so well done to all involved there to get that ground looking so magnificent despite the rain we've had. And that other score, I'm pretty sure it's full time by now, just checking, yes it is, and big win now to Kingborough. They kicked for 5 goals in the last quarter. 21-7, 133 defeated Glenorchy 7-7-49. Quick look at North Melbourne, and they're starting to fall behind the Cats now. 7-12-54 to 5-6-36. The Cats lead there by 18 points. That brings you up to date. We're about to get underway in the second half. And as I look at the radar, a little bit of rain starting to appear on the horizon. We might get through the game, though, without any further interruption. Let's hope so. Last half action here, third quarter at Windsor Park. Here's Luke Grabarczyk for City Park Radio Sport.
McCulloch to start in the ruck against Thorpe. Both men got up and neither really got a hand anywhere near that football. Came down towards Hines. He just scrubbed a kick forward in the direction of Seymour. Got his handball was intercepted by Norton. Ends up with Kilpatrick. Comes inboard. Football on the deck now. Oh, gee, the player's going hard there, and surely that's a little bit of a crude tackle. Free kick will go the way of Kilpatrick. One of the best for the visiting team in the first half. Bites off a pretty dangerous inboard kick, but that's all right. Finds Matthewson there. Centre square. Moves it on towards Caswell. Takes a good mark in the hands. Plays on pretty quickly. Uses that stand rule and goes short to Hardy. He accepts it. Hands out as well. The big man, Nathan Hardy, 60 from home. Players get back now. Finlay Pope, the deepest option. Goes in that direction. High flyer, Leaf Hebbert camped at the front. Came down towards Sulzberger. Ball just sticks in the mud. 30 metres out from the Demons' goal. Against the breeze. Free kick's been picked out. Will go the way of the Blues. Do we think has that breeze died down at all, gents? Do we think it looks pretty similar?
Well, we didn't get a chance to get around our boundary riders there, so at half time. So we might get a chat to Tony at the next stoppage.
Certainly hasn't strengthened, but probably, I guess, similar. So the Demons against the breeze had the first forward 50, but the Blues will come forward now. Ball on the deck at half. Really on centre wing. Williams gets there with plenty of time. Kicks a high ball over the top. That's all right. Demons centre wing. They go forward.
Matheson gets it to Caswell, who has to play on. Short kick to Poke. Not 15. Kicks beautifully smothered by Holt. One of the best on the ground in the first half. Casey Brown gets a handball to Seymour under pressure. Has support though through Pitcher, who's at half back. Back to Tuddill. Kicked a rear goal first half. Long kick with the breeze for Tuddill. Up here towards Taylor. Smart kick Taylor towards a teammate there in Musica. Millhouse did okay. Harper over the top. Palfreyman round the corner. First goal of the second half to the Blues. Brody Palfreyman, weighted numbers there in that forward 50.
And yet another goal kicker, Foz.
Absolutely. How many got now, Barge?
I think we're up to 10.
So Brody Palfreyman hits the scoreboard. 11-9-75 to 1 goal, 2-8.
Pretty impressive. 10 goal kickers pretty much to half time, Luke. It's, yeah.
We better get down to the boys in the boundary because we got carried away with Jay Blackberry. And Tony, what do you got for us?
Not often what Mitch said initially. He's really pleased with the way they went the first half and just wants more of the same. But it's a little bit different in North Hobart. Got Rob Soward here.
Thanks very much, Tony. And you guys will be pleased to know the Ambos have given Tony and I the all clear on the hypothermia protocol. We're okay. The North Hobart coach was very, very disappointed, and it's a wonder you guys couldn't hear him shouting from up there. Desire is the word that he wants this quarter. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks, Tony. So it'll be a secondary stoppage from the centre of the ground. Here's Luke Grabarczyk for City Park Radio.
I tell you what, I've set a couple of boundaries in my time, Foz, and if he thinks he's got it bad now, Rob said, you wait till you get a bit of rain on there and you get wet. That's when it really gets tough. But anyhow, the Blues go forward once more from the centre square. Taylor's wrapped up in a good tackle. Connor Smith, I think that was. He's been certainly far from their worst. Yep. He's battled willfully all afternoon. They've had plenty to do down there, the Demons' defence, but he's been pretty solid, Connor Smith. Gronewegan won that ball down. Little kick forward from Millhouse. Gained 15 metres, but only as far as Seymour. Bit of a hospital handball to Holt. He had to drop the ball. And as a result, the Demons come forward, but they've got absolutely no one forward of this, and getting back and taking the easiest of defensive marks is Woolley. Centering kick, finds Seymour. 60 metres out from goal. He goes short as well. Finds Hodge. Hodge, short squaring ball right into the heart of Windsor Park. That's got Palfreyman. Kick to goal. Couple of minutes ago. Over the top. Uncontested marking here. Right. Strolls forward. Looking for Taylor. Rose couldn't take the mark. Came to ground. Handball's flicked out there. Opportunity now. Just unable to take the football in the end there was that Burling.
Yep.
in the pocket. As a result, fumbles the football out of bounds. 30 metres around from the Blues goal, and after the Demons sort of had the first minute was their way, Max, it's been pretty well one-way traffic since.
It has. Quick update from Lindisfarne. Lindisfarne v Cygnet 1v2 in the STFL. Lindisfarne by 7 points at half-time. Confidence of Jason Elmer, assistant coach at Lindisfarne.
Okay, so a big game, that one. Probably maybe a preview of the grand final down the track a little bit. We've got a ball up, about 25 out from Launceston's goal. Up goes the ball. Down to Musica, who's been pretty quiet today. He's tackled and holding the ball.
Yeah, you're right, Foz. Haven't called his name a lot, have we?
He's been deep forward most of the day, so I think when fully fit, Musica is really an on-baller, so he might be just working his way back into some fitness after some time out of the game. Short kick from McCulloch back to Jackson. Jackson goes short, finds Mathewson. Isaac Mathewson, still inside defensive 50. He goes wide. Finds a target. Hilda. Handballs to Williams. Little kick is coughed up to Josiah Burling. Burling inside 50 finds Musica.
You're working him into a bit of form, Foz.
Absolutely. And yeah, just the 45 kick there. I didn't pick up the North Hobart player who coughed it up, but Josiah Burling read it well. And a confident pass to Musica. Takes the mark. 45 out directly in front.
Shouldn't have any trouble at all with this, Dave. Straight through the middle, I would think. He would have kicked plenty of goals on this ground from that spot every day of the week.
Yeah, suffered an injury, I think it was at Twin Ovals early in the year. A valuable player, played well in last year's grand final. Big occasion player, Michael Musica. Delivers for goal. And that hits the post. Looked good in running. But just hit that left hand behind goal post. 11-10-76. Plays 1 goal, 2-8. Nick Jackson with the ball.
But they're at the point now, the boys, where they've almost got more people that have kicked goals than haven't this afternoon. Musica, one of those yet to get his name next to a major. Almost did on that occasion. What have we got? A 68-point margin. 5 minutes, 6 minutes gone in the third term. Blues haven't really put the pedal to the metal in this third term yet. Demons go down the outer side with a high ball. Hodge came in from the side, got hands to it, spilt the mark, came to ground level. The Blues bang it back forward. Running onto the football here is Seymour, but he'll just not quite get there in time to gather the football inside the boundary line. As a result, we'll have a ball to be thrown in 5 minutes around from the Blues goal. Deep into attack once more.
Don't seem to be as structured as what they were in that first quarter, kicking with it at the moment.
They've just been a little bit flat, you'd have to say, I think, Max, so far this term, really, which is understandable, given the conditions and the margin and the state of the game. But they won't want to drop off come finals time. They've got an opportunity here. Kick was smothered, over the top, into some space. Coming out and doing well was Norton. Got the ball on the boot and hurried it away. But mark taken there by Wright. He sends a high ball to the top of the square. Pitches there. Spoil came in from the side. Got it towards the boundary. Sulzberger there. Players call for deliberate. What's the umpire going to do with this? He says no, throw it in. Good decision. 25 metres around from the boys' goal.
As the legs get heavy and the ground gets heavy, we're going to see a lot of play, I think, down in that forward area in this quarter. North Hobart just battling manfully down there. It's the 1 goal so far this quarter is Williams. Picks it up, handball smothered. Out here towards Sulzberger, who's shown a couple of touches of class today in his debut. Kick from Harper. Good work there from Dowling, but eventually coughs it up to a North Hobart opponent. He just hacks it out of defence and falls in the lap of Jake Smith. They formed the line there. Have the Blues. They're just going to keep pumping it back in. Half volley not taken there by Pitcher. Scoops out to Hines, breaks a tackle. Handball's backwards now to Wright. Swings round on the right foot to Alec Wright. Ball fades away, and it might have bounced just inside the boundary line, inside 50s. So we've got 7-1 already in this quarter. Only 8.5 minutes gone.
Cats hanging on to a 13-point lead halfway through the final term at Bell Reef.
So still maybe probably a breeze advantage there to someone.
Within striking distance of the Roos if they're good enough.
Boundary throw in. Gronawagon. McCulloch doing some ruck work. Musica tries to break free. He might have been caught round the head there, has he? No. So Millhouse laid the tackle.
Lucky then, he would have had prior opportunity.
Yep. McCulloch again, battling for possession. Gee, it's muddy down there now. The players just chopping up that turf. It's a brown mess. as the umpire will call the ball up. You listen to City Park Radio 103.7 and 96.5. But see if you can get something happening for us.
35 metres out from the boys' goal. Seymour took it, hurried it onto the boot. Vacant space there in the pocket. Coming up and meeting it there was Hilda. Got a handball towards the line. Gee, that's a heavy tackle. We've seen some heavy tackles laid this afternoon. The umpire said that's an illegal tackle. And the free kick will go the way of the Blues here. 40 metres out from goal. That's the young man there, Isaac Hyatt.
He's limping too, which is not a great sign.
He was slung heavily to the deck. Kicks from 50. Kick is narrowed. In the end, it's muscled over the boundary line fairly comfortably by the Demons' defence. So with 10 minutes gone in this term, they've only given up the 1 goal, 1. That's not a bad result, really, given the state of the scoreboard at half-time. But certainly it's lived in that half. Percentage of time in forward half of the boys very high. Opportunity here for Seymour. Comes onto a loose ball at the back. Left foot snap is straight through the middle. And we've ended the deadlock. Fletcher Seymour and yet another goal kicker for the home team. That is their 11th for the afternoon. And they go to 12-10-82. Leading it by 74 points over North Hobart 1-2-8. In the end, a pretty simple finish, Max.
It was a very very clever kick then by Fletcher Seymour, Luke. It was around his body on his left side and made it look very easy.
He was given plenty of time and space, really, over the back of that pack. The Demons' defence had been working really for 10 minutes without relief, and in the end they gave up a pretty simple goal in the end.
Might just get Tony to keep an eye on young Isaac Hyatt there. He got slung in that tackle. We know he's got a bit of a history of knee injuries. He's just come off very proppy, so we hope he's okay there, having a drink. As in the middle of Windsor Park, a couple of goals this quarter to Launceston. Beautiful tap out to Hines, to Smith. Training drill there for the Blues. Kicked half forward to Denellen. Bit too much juice on that kick, although Denellen might make it work out okay. Taps it towards Taylor. Oh, that might be taking the legs there. No, umpire says throw it in. Oftentimes when you see the players have their legs taken from under them, it's a free kick.
That was probably not what that rule was introduced for. By Sunrise was selling, not used correctly. That was probably an occasion where it could have been paid.
Yep. Nathan Hardy in his 150th up against Thorpe. Hardy takes it, swings the kick to the wing, holds up in the breeze, and Gronowag. Gee, that's a good contested mark there against Campbell. Plays on now to Woolley, long left foot, but he goes short this time. And that's Seymour, I think, taking the mark there at half forward. Fletcher Seymour, slow start to the season, pre-season injury. He's kicked one. In fact, he kicked the last goal just a few moments ago. This one's a set shot from right on the 50. Inside 50's grooves for this quarter. 9-1 the Blues way. Here he comes. He skips in on the right foot, gets full purchase. The ball will just fade out to the right. So one behind there to Launceston. 12-11-83 to 1-2-8.
11 goal kickers, Foz. I'm not sure if there's a record, at least this season, but 11 goal kickers with still the best part of a half of football to go is an awful lot. Jackson has it in the back pocket. He goes short. Over the top is Norton taking a mark. They've got 60 metres away from their goal here, the Demons, and they go over the top again. 20 metres, uncontested mark down the line. Just the defensive side of centre wing now they have at North Hobart. And again, they just sent a chipping ball. This one is to a contest, looking for William Senior. Came unstuck. One too many. Blues onto the loose ball here in Holt. They'll come inside forward 50 now. Scrappy football. Seymour. Lovely handball on the up. Shot from the boundary line from Harper. Don't tell me. He's kicked that.
Hines.
Stunning goal. No, it was Jake Hines, sorry. Gee, what a quality finish that was. The handball set him free into some space, but he was tucked hard up against the boundary line. And from 30 metres out, threaded it straight through the middle. Wonderful finish.
Well, Max, last time he kicked one from right in front of us here, and that is just a master from that angle.
He is, and had like half a step to get rid of that ball too. He had a guy right on his tail, ready to tackle, but just always seems to show a lot of composure, Jake Hines, but no more so on that occasion where he slotted it through the middle quite easily.
3-0 in this quarter. We've been playing 13 and a half minutes. So Blues continue with their dominance. Jake Hines now with 3 goals, Barch.
That's right.
Leading goal scorer, obviously, in the game.
Only multiple goal kicker.
17 possessions at half-time. So he's probably up over 20 by now. Caswell might have been taken without it. Gets the kick off the ground. Battling hard there is Hardy. Spills out the back. Nice handball, releases Walker. inside 50. Off hands, Keeling. Nice handball comes out there from Poke. Kick smothered. A lot of blues there in the defensive goal square. Trying to keep his feet there is Woolley. And kicks close to the boundary line. Great kick finds Brown. Brown takes on his opponent in Sulzberger. Don't argue. 45 kicks a beauty to Musica. Transition footy from the Blues. Thorpe sets himself for the mark. Good work at the front by Jackson. He's thrown out of the way. Thorpe, great handball to Palfreyman. Over the top to Taylor. Can he pick it up? He does. Gets it in turn. Is it that man Hines again? It is, I think.
I think it is, Foz.
He's kicked 4, Jake Hines. Masterful display here at Windsor Park by Jake Hines. He kicks 2 in a couple of minutes. And that's their 14th. 14-11-95 to 1-2-8. And what great transition footy from that defensive goal square. That outlet kick from Woolley, Maxi, and they just worked it right along the boundary line and end up with a goal.
Yeah, excuse me, Foz. So, the North Hobart had the attack into their forward 50, which was their second for the quarter, I think, Grooves, and just the composure of Woolley, kept his feet, straightened his body up a bit, and there was like 3 kicks. Then we saw Groenewegen kick it long down to Thorpe, who recovered well. Probably thought it was unlucky that the North Hobart guy didn't get a kick. I thought he might have dragged him out of the road a little bit. But that's footy. You can't win them all the free kicks. And when you've got the run of the ball like that, those sort of free kicks tend to go with you as well.
Groenewegen won the tap. The football found its way back to him. So he gets the centre clearance with a kick inside forward 50. Denellen got it on the up, gave it back to Groenewegen, and he sends a short kick. And Jake Hines, who was just hiding in the forward pocket there moments ago when he received that handball, and he's popped up from that pocket again and taken a diving mark 45 metres out slide angle. So Jake Hines, he's kicked 4. No one else, including North Hobart this afternoon, has been able to kick more than 1 goal. And I dare say probably the leading possession winner on the ground as well. Having a wonderful third quarter, Jake Hines. His team was a little bit flat. He's certainly set them alight. Crosses to 50 now. This kick working into the woodwork. 1 behind. So that's the second time they've hit the post this quarter. Second or maybe even third.
Well, third in total, second for the quarter.
Yeah, so their set shot kicking has been very good in the conditions. Jackson restarts it, takes 10 metres and sends a high kick to the outer side. Groenewegen there, he was interfered with, and he'll get a free kick. Having a pretty good game. Kicks back inside forward 50 now. Camped in front, unable to take the mark there was the Launceston player. Norton went in, comes out, bodies go in heavily there. Heavy contest on the outer side. 50 out from the Blues goal. Umpire calls for it now. We'll have a ball up. Foz.
Progress score from Newtowner Stadium. North Launceston 2-5-17. Lauderdale 1-1-7.
17-7. Who was leading that, sorry, Dave?
The Bombers, Northern Bombers.
Okay.
Both Bombers today.
Yes, okay. I was looking at it, threw me a little bit, but they've been going pretty well, Lauderdale, so it's just interesting whether they can continue that form on. Meanwhile, plays restarted here. It's a free kick going the way of the Demons. Sent a short ball towards Norton. It was touched on the way there. As a result, he got it at ground level. Go to Caswell. He streams through the centre square and sends a nice kick to the outer side. They've got a little bit of space here. Ends in the arms of Keeling. He goes over the top looking for Leafheber. Been quietish this afternoon, Leafheber. I was impressed with him last time we saw him 6 or 7 weeks ago, but he went to ground. A lot of
opportunities, I suppose, today.
No,
he's played forward a lot.
Yeah, as you say, certainly hasn't been an easy afternoon for a forward on any team, but certainly not the visiting one. Went to ground there. Ball to be thrown up outer side. Demons into attack.
Tap out. Shark there by McCulloch. Couldn't get an effective kick. Handball over the top to Seymour. They're running now, the Blues. Well, Leafheber gets in the way of that handball. Right in front of the scoreboard, which is shining brightly. That tells us an 88-point margin to the Blues at the 18.5-minute mark. Full time, I think, Maxi there at the AFL at Bellerive.
It is. Cats have got up by 20 points, 42-62 over the North Melbourne Brews.
Half forward now for the Demons. Haven't had a lot of opportunities into the breeze this quarter. Emerging is Woolley. Handball's backwards here towards Tuthill. Has support from Hyatt back on the ground after copying that knock. Harper nearly takes a good mark. Going in first for the ball is Palfreyman. Gets it Groenewegen, who's dispossessed. Scrappy footy now. Players tired. Palfreyman's strength. Gets it to Tuthill. His kick. Gets the side about 50 metres up the wing. Kick off the ground now. Lands with Musica, open forward line. Musica, oh gee, that was well done. How was that from Josiah Burling? He takes the ball on debut for goal. Magnificent. What a brilliant individual effort there from Josiah Burling. The little chip kick to himself. He turned around and he slotted it from 50. Outstanding.
If there was ever a Harlem Globetrotter TSL moment, that was it, Foz.
Oh, that was brilliant.
Unbelievable.
That's worth the price of admission, that one.
Absolutely, and in these conditions as well, it's just a little stump. He's like a soccer stop with the ball, flicked it up to himself, and very composed, and slotted it from 35, 40 metres out for goal kicker number 12, I think, Luke.
That must be right, because Jake Hines has got 4 off the 15 and another 11. So,
oh, gee, I'll tell you what, I know it's a one-sided contest, but we're seeing some great footy. That goal from Hines from the boundary line, the coast-to-coast there from the Blues, and it's just, that's great stuff.
Yes, you've got your money's worth here this afternoon in terms of the quality of football you have seen from the home side in particular. They've been fantastic, as always, really. And they'll come away from this restart once more. Ends in the hands of Wright. He sends a kick. Sends a little bit of work for Holt to do, but he's up to it, Grant Holt. Got there first and he was legged, so we get a free kick. Just a little bit too quick there for, I think that was Millhouse on his hammer. So Grant Holt had a good afternoon so far. He's one of those 12 goal kickers we've talked about. Plays on, left foot kick, looks ill-directed. Oh, in the end, it forced a big spell to be laid on Jake Hines. That was Norton. Got that job done. Jackson comes out from full-back and hacks the ball forward. So this is only going as far as Jack Denellen. So he has kicked the one goal. Can he become the second multiple goal kicker for the Blues this afternoon? He'll have an opportunity to do that from 45 metres out, 45-degree angle. And after a slow start to this term, Max, they've kicked another 5 already.
Yeah, they have. And they just kick them without you knowing it. Without. If we didn't look at the scoreboard and our sheets, you wouldn't have thought they would have had 5. But
yes, they've kicked 5 in every quarter so far. So can they kick a 6th here? Kick looks pretty good, right to the line, but it's touched on that line, one behind. So they go to 15-13, 103. It's a 95-point margin. That is large in these conditions.
Kick comes out, marked by, I think it might be Millhouse there. It's getting a bit dark here at Windsor Park. So Millhouse, deep in his defensive 50. Kick towards the wing. Oh, almost a mark there. It's going to be paid, yep, to Jacob Boyd. Not enough purchase on it. Player asked to come back on the mark is Nathaniel Sulzberger. He's been pretty good on debut. Sideways kick opens up the fat side of the ground now to Seymour. Marks right inside the centre circles. He goes on the 45 and he finds a teammate there in Dowling. So James Dowling kicked a goal in the first quarter. Boy from Burnie, famous Northwest Coast name, James Dowling, kicks to the top of the goal square. Here's Hines again. Is he going to snap another one? You bet he is. Another goal to Jake Hines. Wowee, that is another goal in this quarter. That is 4 for the quarter, 3 for the quarter.
3 for the quarter.
3 for the quarter. So in 3, he kicked 1 at the 10-minute mark, 1 at the 12-minute mark, and now 1 at the 22-minute mark. So he is on fire.
5 goals, Jake Hines, dominant player on the ground, and the home team have been dominant, Max.
Yeah, they have. And I was really impressed with the Dowling kick, like the what am I trying to say? The amount of ground that it covers, just with a short, hard toe poke from him. He's a really impressive kick of the ball. That went 40, 45 metres without any trouble, off no steps, at about chest height.
Yes, we've seen a couple of bullet-like passes this afternoon.
Thanks to our sponsor here today. Today's broadcast brought to you by Elgas. For all your LPG needs statewide, talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 13 11 61. Here's Barch.
Opportunity for the Demons to at least get this ball in their forward half. Cody Thorpe took it out of the ruck and then just dropped it cold. Umpire said play on. The Demons do come away. Shallow entry on the 50, but they'll repel once more. He's been very good, Alec Wright, when the ball's been down there. He's had some work to do. They link up now. Ends with Pitcher. Went off the ground in the end. Got to Seymour. He's got a runner out wide. Uses that now in Dowling. Handball's a little bit errant. He's got some work to do at ground level. Goes back to Seymour. Missed him. Went back and got it. They come backwards, but that works. The Blues go forward eventually. Kick was a little bit strong. They keep it alive for the time being, but their meter's inside the line. Eventually, I think the boundary line will win out. No, it doesn't. They come inside forward 50 now. Getting across is Norton in the helmet. Hurry to kick forward and playing in front. Mark, looked like it was taken. The umpire said Pio, and I'm not sure what that was doing, Max. It looked like it went 20 metres to me, that ball.
Yeah, well, went further than 20 metres. Luke made some unusual calls today, the umpires.
Yes, I thought, that was an interesting one, but nevertheless, just when the boys didn't need any more help, they get a little bit. Seymour takes this ball from the restart. He goes around the body. Ends with Polframan. Handball over the top. Here's an opportunity at goal. Braden Pitcher. Taylor it is, sorry. Taylor's kick. That will be, I think, his second of the afternoon. Brendan Taylor has 2, and that is now 7 goals for the term. They've run away with it here, the Blues. They are 17-13, 115, leading North Hobart 1-2-8.
They certainly look very similar, Taylor and Pitcher, same build and very similar kicking styles too. Luke. So.
When you get about 3 inches of mud laid on both of them, Max.
It makes it a bit harder even more, doesn't it?
As Bart said, that's 7 goals in this quarter for the Blues. And inside 50s, Gribbs is running out of room in his square here. Got 17-3. 4 marks inside 50, and that's 13-0 over the day as well. So, as we mentioned, the North Hobart today, without those Devils players, they were highly competitive last week against North Launceston. So it's a tough day at the office against the top team. We're really gearing towards the finals. Seymour, left foot, towards half forward. Denellen comes out and takes a mark. So they're about to go back inside 50 again. 26-minute mark, probably got a few minutes to go in this quarter with a number of goals kicked. Goes wide here, and Taylor takes the mark. Brendan Taylor wheels and goes, kicks towards the goal square. Oh, nearly a big mark, but on the back it's Jake Smith, who takes the opportunity to take the ball off the ground, slam it on his right foot, and kick another one for the Blues. That's 18.
That's his first. He's had probably a quieter afternoon by his standards, I'd say. Jake Smith probably hasn't had a lot of work to do, but he's got his name on the scoreboard.
He has, and goal kicker number 13. So a bit of excitement as to how many can kick a goal.
I'm looking for 15 or 16, Max.
So am I.
So a string of ones down the page here, Barch has got the goal kickers happening.
Brendan Taylor's let it down with kicking that second moments ago. After Jake Hines, he sits nice at the top with 5.
So you've been quarter half time, Barch was 10-9. So what's that? 8 goals, 4 in this quarter. North Hobart just with a 3 inside 50s. So in the middle of Windsor Park, up it goes. Jack McCulloch in ruck, taken by Kilpatrick. He's taken in a heavy tackle by Dowling, by Thorpe in fact.
I made the comment if I was probably 3 or 4 minutes in the term, they looked a little bit flat, and since then they've just got going and absolutely piled it on.
Yeah, and this is where the fitness of Launceston will really show out this latter part of the game. Thorpe dumps towards half forward. Oh, there was a player taken high there for Launceston. Head came back. Heavy tackle there from Brad Young.
Palfreman.
That's Brody Palfreman. Handball straight away now to Seymour. His right foot kick. There's only demons there though where that ball goes. Chance for Norton. He's up against the couple. Blues have got it again. Pitcher, backwards handball. This way, that away from Holt. Kicks it towards the goal square to Smith once again. But it's knocked through by the North Hobart defence.
I've just cast my eye down here, fellas. There's a couple of players. Cody Thorpe hasn't kicked a major yet, so he really, Joe Gronewegan,
Joby,
couple there that be a chance to get on the board late this afternoon.
Leifheber lays over the ball. Umpire McEntee comes in to ball it up. Back here again next week, Launceston versus Glenorchy. And a doubleheader next week with the Tornadoes, COVID allowing. We'll play the Waverley Falcons. So big afternoon next week of sport on City Park Radio. Here comes Musica. He ducks around. Handball's back to Holt again. And a lot of it today. Gets caught in the tackle there from Hardy. Back to House. They've always got someone in support of the Blues. Hardy kicks it inside 50. Mark taken by Caswell as the siren sounds. It's 3/4 time here at Windsor Park. And at the end of the third quarter, it's Launceston 18-14, 122. Well in front of North Hobart, 1 goal, 2-8. Just quickly checking the score at UTAS Stadium as Barch gets ready for the goal kickers. Pretty tight there. North Launceston 3-4, 22. Lauderdale 2 goals straight 12. Earlier today, the Tigers had a big win over the Maggies down at the Twin Ovals. Barch, give us the goal kickers, please.
Well, Jake Hines, he's put on a show here this afternoon at Windsor Park. He's kicked 5, 3 of which came in that third term. And then Brendan Taylor became the other multiple goal kicker on the ground with his second in that quarter. And then singles too. Grant Holt, Tuthill, Seymour, Boyd, Brown, Smith, Dowling, Polframan, Pitcher, Denellen and Burling kicked one. And then McCulloch has a solitary goal for North Hobart, and they've had their second quarter of 3 where they've failed to score.
Okay, Maxie, look, there's not much I suppose you can say there, but we did see some great individual goals and highlights in that quarter, despite Launceston's dominance.
Yeah, we did, Dave, and probably no better than the debutant, Josiah Burling, number 55.
That was fantastic.
That was really, really good. He'll look back on that and show that to all his mates throughout the week and just show them how it's done. That was really impressive. You called it during the course of the game, Dave. The ball from who was it? Woolley in the back line, coast to coast, just overlap running with deep, long, attacking kicks which were hitting the targets, and that was really fantastic to see. That finished in a goal. We've seen Hines
3 goals.
Yeah, well, he kicked 3 for the quarter. I think one of them was the thread from the pocket that time, which didn't even look like missing. So there was highlights galore for the Launceston Football Club. A little bit light on for the North Hobart Football Club for highlights. I've got some guys who are certainly trying, and I'm not saying any of them aren't trying, but they've certainly getting a bit of a football lesson at the moment, unfortunately, from the Launceston Football Club.
18-14, 122 Launceston, North Hobart 128. We'll take a break here on City Park Radio. We'll come back with groups of stats in a moment.
When it comes to your home or your local business, L-Gas is the smart choice. Make the switch and be rewarded with $80 in LPG account credits when you sign up. Whether it's cooking, hot water or heating, L-Gas has got you covered. For $80 in LPG account credits, visit the website lgas.com.au, download the L-Gas app or give us a call on 131 161. L-Gas. Local, safe and reliable.
A sponsor of City Park Radio.
Like more than 5.5 million other Australians, you're tuned in to Community Radio.
Community broadcasting is Australia's largest independent media sector, with more than 450 stations nationwide.
It's the home of local voices,
local news and information,
Australian music,
and stories that you won't hear anywhere else. To find out more, go to cbaa.org.au.
and stay tuned to Community Radio.
I've been watching the decluttering TV shows and I've been inspired and motivated. My first task was to sort out old jewellery boxes from my mum, Auntie Jean and my own collection. Single gold earrings, broken and outdated gold jewellery. It's amazing how much I found. I took the lot to cash converters, received a very tidy amount of cash, and now I'm off to enjoy a nice little break with the proceeds.
Right now, cash converters are paying top prices for gold. So cash in your unwanted jewellery today. Cash Converters, Kings Meadows. Trusted and locally owned for 25 years. A proud sponsor of City Park Radio.
You're listening to great TSL action, Tasmanian State League football, on City Park Radio.
Okay, let's look at the stats. There's some really interesting stats here, especially some of the Launceston statistics in that quarter. As far as the team stats are concerned, Launceston at the moment 43 hit-outs to 15 to North Hobart. Once again, Joe Gronawagon doing well in that quarter, 12 to 4 clearances. Launceston well on top, 32 to 22, 13 to 6 in that quarter. Inside 50s, 20 entries that quarter for Launceston to 3 for North Hobart, 48 to 16 over the day. 5 marks inside 50 for the Blues, 18 to 0 in the day for that one, and free kicks 14 apiece. Individual possession getters, Fletcher Seymour now has 30 possessions, including 17 in that quarter. I don't know if I've seen 17 possessions in a quarter before, but that's pretty outstanding. Jake Hines, 3 goals in that quarter, plus 7 possessions. He's now up to 24. Joby Harper, 20. Brendan Taylor, 20. Polframan, 19. Holt, 18. Wright, 18. So a lot of big possession winners there for Launceston, as you'd expect. Thanks to Darren Lovell, who's been texting me that information through the day. Gee, Barch, Fletcher Seymour, I thought he was having a good game, but I didn't notice him getting 17 possession. That's outstanding.
17 touches in a quarter is very good going. You don't see that too often, do you? So we've seen a couple of things this afternoon. We've got sort of 12 goal kickers, 17 touches in a quarter. Jake Hines has kicked 5, so there's been plenty of highlights. Just to run through those goal kickers once more for anyone that has just recently joined us, Jake Hines, he's been the dominant player with 5 majors.
Okay, I'm just eating some chocolate. So down to the boys on the boundary, and there's Tony and Rob.
side in the Launceston camp. Really pleased with the way they've gone. Rich Thorpe's really keep it that way. Other than that, he just said, how do you want to go about it? Keep the foot down or ease up, and the guys want to keep the foot down. Over to Rob.
Thanks, Wayne. And look, the North Hobart coach's message was, don't worry about the score, just finish the game off. Be proud in your work, get those contests, win those contests, but finish the game off, disregard the score, and play for the jumper. The old cliche. Back up to you guys.
Thanks, boys. It's in attacking 50. Holt might have got a high tackle. He slips over. As the umpire read that, yep, there was a high tackle late. A bit unfortunate. He did slip over. And he'll get a free kick about 20 metres out, directly in front, pretty much.
He was late with the call.
I
thought it was a good 5 or 6 seconds after the free kick was paid. 5 or 6 seconds after the high tackle.
Good news, the rain is on its way, but it's only as far as Burnie at the moment. So I think we'll get through the game without any rain falling, which is good news. Holt now, for the first of the last quarter. He kicks, he's offline, I think. Yeah. All clear, says the umpire. One behind. So the first score of the last quarter, and the Blues go out to 123 to North Hobart 8.
Demons come back in, straight down the middle. They go over the top again. So a couple of possessions in there beyond their defensive 50 here, the Demons. Kick up to the wing looking for Hardy. Over the back, there's a couple of numbers here. Ford, they went to ground. McCulloch laid the shepherd, that was ineffective. Ball comes back to Hardy. He loops the ball over the top for Sulzberger, and he can only paddle the ball towards the boundary line. Smith won't deliver it, but the umpire sensibly said no, throw it in. So in front of the Demons, interchange here. First minute of this final term. As we've said, numerous goal kickers for the Blues this afternoon. Can they add to that in this last quarter? Certainly they'll put a few more majors on the board, but whether we see any new goal kickers will be interesting. They come away from the stoppage here through Bingham. He sends a long drop punt. Goldwood runs over the back. Foot race is on. Blues defence get back first. That might have been Tuthill there, and he sees it through for one behind. So the Demons, that's only their...
it's their first score for the second half, Mark.
Yes, it is. In fact, that they've only been able to score to that City end. The 2 quarters they had going against the Breeze to the northern end of the ground, unable to score in each of those first and third terms. So they're on the board. They're 1-3-9. Ball in the hands of Leafheber. He sends a high kick to 30 metres out from goal. Finlay Pope couldn't take the mark. Maybe a push in the back there, and the umpire, I think he's picked that out. So that will go the way of the Demons. The player receiving that there.
Sammy Caswell.
Caswell to take it. He's been okay this afternoon. He plays on now. Gee whiz, that was ambitious, but he's done it. He took 5 metres, ran to 20 metres out among a few opponents, but he's popped it through. They have their second of the afternoon, the Demons. Caswell has his first, so they go to 2-3-15, trim the margin to 108 points, trailing Launceston 18-15, 123.
Surprising he wanted to take the game on there, 20, 25 metres out from a set shot and put himself under a little bit of pressure. There's still quite a few players around him.
You see a few of the AFL players, Max, like to play on, but they go back and give themselves until everyone's gone, so they've got 5 metres.
He gave himself nothing.
He did it among heavy traffic, but he was good enough to finish. They've got their second, so they're kicking to their favourite end, the Demons. Play restarts. Rising high was Thorpe, won it down towards Polfram, but he's forced to lay a tackle.
Lindisfarne up by 34 points at 3/4 time, with Signet coming home with the win for our southern listeners.
Should be interesting there. The big top of the table clash there in the SFL. Tackle there was Hodge, but he gets out of it. Then he kicks to the wing. One-on-one contest there. There's one this time by Casey Brown. He plays on straight away, no one manning the mark. Kicks it in towards Burling. Thumps it away intelligently. Finds a teammate who kicks it inside 50, and the number 23, Polfreeman, takes the mark. Probably too far out to score. So Polfreeman spots up a player with a ton of latitude. That's Brendan Taylor. About 35, 40 out, slightly right of centre. And a bit of poor marking there by the North Hobart defence. So Brendan Taylor, he's kicked a couple. Wasting no time. Close to the man on the mark. His kick drifts out to the left. So one behind there for the Blues. It's 18-16, 124 to 2-3-15. UTAS Stadium, North Launceston have piled on a few goals now. They lead 41-14. Mark taken by Hines from the kick out. And tough shot into the breeze.
I'd love to see him not walk back like he does. Every time he gets the mark, and I know he's going to kick the goal, but he's 40 metres out. He doesn't know what's in front of him in the goal square, and he does that regularly. He should be walking back, having a look what's in front of him, because if he's got a teammate there, well, you can use it.
Jake Hines for goal number 6. Across the 50, sets it out, won't make the distance into the breeze. And a mark in front of goal there to Josiah Burling. And the crowd loving that on debut. He kicked a lovely goal in the third quarter. Chance for his second. He's only 10 out. Just a really slight angle. Should make no mistake. It's a great story here. Josiah Burling, long time out of the game. Worked his way into the senior team for goal number 2. Our umpire doesn't move. Second goal to Burling. First goal of last quarter of the Blues. 19-16, 130 to North Hobart 2-3-15.
Yep, good strong pack mark too. Surrounded by 2 or 3 North Hobart guys there. So got it on the second grab, but held his ground and kicked the goal, which is not a bad return for.
Kicked 2, Max.
For his
third
game.
Goal kicker on the ground.
I think Foz kicked 3 in his first one, Luke, didn't you, Foz?
Yeah, I did. Against Ravenswood back in 1985.
They have records then, did we?
Yep.
Okay. Wasn't etched on stone, Foz.
I got a handball from Paul O'Donoghue from a first goal. There you go.
3 on debut. So he might join illustrious company if he can kick one more this afternoon. So Ruck's ready.
We kicked about 37, mind you.
Ruck's ready to go here. Thorpe and McCulloch. He's been good in the ruck, Cody Thorpe. Won that one down. Might get it back at ground level. No, McCulloch went off the ground instead. Loose ball at half forward here for the Demons. Soccering it off the ground there was Hyatt. Went backwards a little bit, but he's got to get now Hyatt. He's taken down the tackle. Demons working hard to keep the ball inside their forward 50. Umpire nearly went to ground there. A little bit dangerous for the umpires this afternoon, moving quickly on a little bit of soft turf. Did well to regain his composure. Ball up, 45 metres out from the Demons' goal. Kicking to the city end in this last quarter, still with the aid of that breeze. Ball went nowhere from the restart. Another tackle made by Polframan. He's been workmanlike this afternoon, you'd say, Max?
Yep, very serviceable.
Rucks Thorpe again, won it down comfortably. They can't take it away though, the Blues. Handball comes out only as far as Caswell. Runs into a little bit of space. He'll get it back an old 1-2, but he ran into some mud, really, Caswell, and then gave it handball over the top. That was to Keeling. And Keeling, taken high, as you heard from Foz, only 30 metres out, virtually no angle to speak of. And he can go back and kick for their second of the quarter. So a better start. 7 minutes gone. They're kicking at their second of the quarter here, the Demons. Certainly having their best patch for the afternoon.
And that's what Clinton French asked for, didn't he? Just to play the game, don't look at the scoreboard, try and win the quarter.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, would have been a long bus trip back if you were heading off at three-quarter time for the Demons with how they'd gone to that point in time. But better signs. Was that touched? No, it was a funny kick off the boot, but he's mongrelled it through. So they've got their third here. Keeling has his first. Another single goal kick up. So they're 3-3-21, 109-point margin, trailing Launceston 19 goals, 16. 8 minutes gone, final term.
2 goals in the last quarter already for them, which is one more than the whole half, or 3 quarters.
They were 8 points to three-quarter time. They've kicked 13 points in 8 minutes here, Max. So they're certainly having their best patch of the day.
Yep.
8.5 minutes into this last quarter. Thanks to our sponsor of today's broadcast. That's Elgas for your LPG needs statewide. Talk to locals with knowledge. Phone 13 11 61. Tony's come back into the broadcast area. So it's getting a bit inclement out there. It's getting dark as well, I must say. As the ball's taken there by the Blues in the centre square. Polframan dispossessed. Hardy, little kick forward to a contest. Won by the Blues. Now Norton's on the ball. Handball is about a millimetre to a teammate who gets tackled straight away. He releases the ball. Play on. Josh Bingham, that was. Umpire now will ball it up on centre wing.
You're our weatherman. Foz, what sort of temperature are we running with out there this afternoon?
I think it's dropped a little bit in recent moments. That means the rain could be on the way very soon. Tackle from Denellen from behind. Millhouse takes it. Kicks it up in the air. Gets a bit of distance. Strong contest. Great work there. I think it's Isaac Hyatt. Releases the left foot kick laterally now to Polframan. Polframan chips it up, waits it. Sulzberger waited, and Hodge came in and took the mark. So Miller Hodge Going to launch another attack here. 2 inside 50s apiece in this last quarter so far. Here it goes, all nearly a mark there to Jackson. Don't argue from Hines. Gets it to Gronewagen. Shrugs the tackle there. Kicks it to the hot spot. Clean bowls Keeling. Taken there by Leafheber, who's in defence. They're just hacking it out and trying to get it forward to the Demons. Good use of the body there for Norton. Back edge of the centre square, there'll be a ball up. 19-16-130. Launceston, North Hobart 3-3-21. You listen to City Park Radio, 103.7 and 96.5 is Barch.
2-1 in this final term. Demons winning the quarter at the moment. Thorpe won it down beautifully to Seymour. Came through and got a quick kick forward. Kilpatrick came up, couldn't take the ball. Here's that man Burling. He's kicked a couple from 55. Sends a short kick inside forward 50. Didn't find the target it was intended for in the end. Handball comes out back towards Kilpatrick. Blind turn was good, but he handballed it to Pitcher, who just picked himself up from the ground. Found the football in his arms. Gave it off to Taylor. Check side kick is across the face. Won't score at all. Taylor out of bounds on the full. Free kick to go the way of Jackson. He looks a little bit sore, Jackson. There'll be some bit of recovery work to do this week after a game like this, you'd think, Max?
There will be some very sore bodies, absolutely.
Not sure what the boundary riders, Rob South will probably be up for a massage too, I think, the way he's sort of been talking. Short kick. That's all right. The Demons maintain possession. Back pocket. They go down the line looking for Hardy. Thorpe to fly from behind. Got hands to it. Took the mark on the second grab among two opponents. Nice mark. In front of Walker. Thorpe onto the right boot. Sends it back inside forward 50. Gronewagen to come up and fly. Couldn't complete the mark. Seymour was there at ground level. Knocked away from him. Comes now to Smith. Goes back to Hodge. Left foot kick around the corner. No one really home. Coming up there, though, was Hines. He was tackled immediately by Jackson. So ball up, 40 metres out from the Blues' goal. Searching for only their second of this final term. Gronewagen muscled his way to the front against McCulloch. Comes out now to Matthewson. Couple of handballs in tight. Kick was smothered. Came to Smith. His kick partially smothered as well. Denellen muscled his man under the ball illegally, said the umpire. Free kick to go the way of Kilpatrick. You not happy with that, Max?
No, look, I thought he just used his body pretty well then.
Yes, I think probably could have been let go. I'd agree. Nevertheless, comes back now. Caswell short. Demons maintain possession across half back. Kick comes to Norton in front of us here. He comes central. Matthewson has Keeling over the top. That ball, gee whiz, gave him a little bit of work to do. Brought it slightly more corridor and they'll come forward. Kick, oh no, held. Mark taken by Walker. 60 from home. Bailey Walker, long to the square. Who's there? Leafheber to fly. Was pushed off the footy. Came to the back. Fumbled over the line then. A little bit of defensive work. Through for one behind.
Apart from the score, it was a really controlled footy then. They had 5 or 6 possessions, took it from one end to the other and forced the Launceston guys to defend for probably one of the very few times all day.
Certainly having their best 10 minutes, Max.
Yeah, absolutely.
Isaac Hyatt.
Couple of goals.
Takes his time. And it's getting quite dark here at Windsor Park. Halfway through this last quarter. Hyatt. Ball holds up in the breeze. Nearly a mark there. Surely it must be paid. It is. To the D's. That might be Midson Smith there. Gets it away to Young. Now to Jackson. Young and Jackson's. It's over the back. Might be forced through here by the Lonnie defence. North Hobart working hard. There's going to be a ball up in the goal square. Hope you noticed my Young and Jackson's joke there, Barch.
I did, Foz.
Didn't comment?
No comment.
Okay. As it's a ball up right in the goal square. Hardy forces it down. Can somebody get a kick off the ground for the D's? Tackle there from Leafheber. Another ball up. So victory today, the Tigers, and well in front at the moment of the Northern Bombers at UTAS Stadium. In the muddy square, taken there by Hardy. Little kick for goal. This will sort things out as it drops through for a behind. The D's 3-5-23, Launceston 19-16-130, and the D's are winning this quarter at the moment, Barch.
Oh, well, scoreboard, probably possession-wise, territory-wise, they've...
Inside 50s, about the same.
Okay. Dave Gruber's stat sheet is a picture of precision.
Absolutely.
He's having a very good afternoon as always, Dave Gruber. Max commented that his pen nearly ran out of ink in that third quarter. Inside 50s for the Blues, just as why he wasn't taking Fletcher Seymour's stats. 17 in the quarter, it would have run out of ink. Ball's now brought to half back for the Blues. They're brought away from the kick in fairly comfortably. Couple of uncontested marks. They're forced kick to a contest now. Thorpe's outnumbered. Camping in front, taking the mark was Caswell. Did it pretty easily. Jackson protected his back. So Caswell just slipped as he went to pie on. As a result, affected the kick going forward. Was forced to hurry it a little bit. Comes out towards Smith. Blues have it now through Hodge. His kick was smothered. Comes out the back. They send a high ball forward. 40 metres out, going back and taking a fine mark. Was that House there? Didn't quite pick up who that player was. But gee, it was a wonderful defensive mark. Real courage. They've got to the other side now, the Blues, so they can go a little bit quicker here. They come back inside to Seymour. Inside the centre square now. Fletcher Seymour slows it down. He'll have difficulty spotting teammates out there if it keeps getting darker at this rate. Goes to the outer wing. Kick to half forward is chopped off by Kilpatrick. If we were playing cricket, we certainly would have been forced off with bad light at this stage. Kick into the corridor is ugly. Ball ends up with Smith, and he goes for this is a good-looking ball for Musica. And I'm excited because he hasn't kicked a goal yet. Michael Musica can go back and become the... You take it, Fos, while I work this out.
Okay, so Barch is counting up the goal kickers here.
Number 14.
So Max is quick off the mark there.
14.
Michael Musica, former South Launceston player. Played a bit down the East Coast as well. But he's found his place back in the TSL. He's going to go short.
What's he doing?
He's gone to Smith. And Jake Smith, who kicked one in the third quarter.
We don't need him to kick another one.
No, he's already got one. So get the runner out there. Get
Jay Blackberry out there.
Jay Blackberry back up here.
Very selfish play, kicking it to someone who's kicked a goal.
Jake Smith started his career as a bit of an on-baller. Spent a fair bit of time in defence. And this year, sort of a bit of a swingman for Launceston. Experienced player.
Michael Musica's heading up.
Jake Smith. Good goal into the breeze. It is indeed. So Jake Smith kicks the 20th goal now for Launceston. 2016 at 136 to North Hobart 3-5-23.
And that's only their second for the final term, so it's 2 goals apiece, Max. North Hobart just added a little bit of something to take away with them back down the highway.
Yeah, look, if you can win the first 3 quarters, they were convincingly beaten. Yes, they've got what's left of a breeze going behind them, North Hobart, this quarter. But if they can win a quarter or be close to it, I think they'd be reasonably happy with the last quarter effort.
Just the one win for the season for the Demons. Do you think they're a chance to register another win in the last few weeks from what you've seen today?
Not on what we've seen today, no.
They'd have to probably get some of those Devils players back. Here comes Polfriman again. Kicks inside 50.
There he is.
Musica takes the mark. March might get his wish here.
Open the window, Tony.
He's a fair way out. Tony Webb, our boundary rider, has joined us up here. Left Rob down on the boundary. Tony's going to make a bit of a getaway after the game. So Michael Musica right in front of us in the gloom here at Windsor Park. Misty Hills behind him. This will be a couple of goals in a minute. We're approaching the 19-minute mark of this last quarter. Musica sets it to the left. It was always going way left. In fact, it's out of bounds on the full. Half-time at UTAS Stadium. The Bombers 41. Northern Bombers 41. The Southern Bombers 15. Bad kick in. Chance here again. Smith handballed it to Nell and head down. Was caught high there by Young, who's a bit upset. But the free kick was there. There's no doubt about it. Getting frustrated as Jack Donnelly gets up, holding his head. He'll line up from about 35 out, 45-degree angle. Number 31. Just a bit of frustration there from Brad Young, but as I said, the free kick was definitely there from umpire McEntee. Bit of a hush over the crowd in front. It hasn't rained yet today, which has been a blessing considering the forecast. Jack Donnellan. He might have missed as well. Off to the left, so they're missing a few opportunities here, the Blues. 2017 137. Plays 3-5-23.
Kilpatrick wastes no time. Got it to Jackson. And he just sent a high ball with the right foot down the line, and Thorpe drifted in, took a nice mark.
Can you kick one from 70?
Barrel it up. Well, he's really, him and Musica are our best chances, I think. And he went looking for Musica, but getting in the road there and taking a nice mark was that man Millhouse. So Michael Musica and Jackson, he comes up gingerly. He looked sore about 2 quarters ago, the big man. So
a lot of work to do today.
He always does. He always shoulders a lot of responsibility out there. Does it often at both ends of the ground and in the ruck. Goes to the outer side wing. Thorpe again takes another nice contested mark. Cody Thorpe racking them up. Has had good hands this afternoon, Cody Thorpe. Probably one of the better games I've seen him play, Max.
Yeah, he's been very consistent today in everything that he's done.
Just kicks it out towards the 50, looking for Hodge. He couldn't take the mark. Free kick going the way of the Demons from half back. Bingham it is there. Thanks, Foz. So Bingham from his defensive 50, that is not 15 metres. Umpire says it is, so that's been a little bit indifferent this afternoon. Leaf, however, has it. Hasn't, as we've said earlier today, hasn't had a lot of opportunity playing forward for most of the day. Goes beyond the wing, really. Camped up in front there was Walker. Couldn't complete the mark. Ball at ground level. Comes out now. She plays one in willingly there. No one over to take clean possession. Will have a stoppage. Centre wing, outer side. Time on in the final quarter. It's a 114-point margin to the home side, despite North Hobart showing better signs in this last quarter, Foz.
As it's taken by Boyd to Seymour. Link-up play now through, I think it's Dowling who gets it beautifully now towards Brown, who takes a mark, plays on, keeps it low.
He's got it.
And Musica's got it. And he'll add to the number of goal kickers for Launceston. Gee, that was quick play. Transference of play there. Started with Jacob Boyd. And it ends up with Michael Musica, who's directly in front. As the lights at the Riverside Olympic Soccer Ground shine brightly in the background. In comes Musica, chips it, and he's got it through, I think. He has. He gets the congratulations of his teammates. So Michael Musica, he kicks the 21st for Launceston. 21-17, 143. 120-point margin, 3-5-23 to North Hobart. Inside 50 just quarter for Dave Gruber, 9 to Launceston, 5 to North Hobart.
14 goal kickers.
Yep. We picked it early on when I think they had 6 before they had any multiples. So, big long list of goal kickers there. So Rob Sauer down on the boundary. Rob, how was it looking down there? We look like we're going to get any rain.
Well, I've got one eye on that and one eye on the football. I think we're going to be right, guys, to get through the game without any rain. Fingers crossed.
That's pretty good. Rob Sauer there on boundary line. See if you can get an interview with somebody post-game, Rob. Heads up there so you can grab. Up it goes. McCulloch went a bit early. Gronewagen got it down. Now it's taken away by Smith. That little 45 kick the Blues used so well now to Brown, who's had a really good game today as well. He might have tried to do too much there. He's tackled immediately, and it'll be a ball up. It's the Blues 143 to North Hobart 23.
Cody Thorpe's gone to full forward, so he's yet to kick a goal. So he's our odds on for number 15. Joe Gronewagen in the ruck, probably our other candidate, I think, if we're to see them get to 16. Here's Hines, away from the stoppage, put Polferman into space. He'll kick towards that man, Thorpe. Out he comes, couldn't quite get there. Just fell short, leading out from the square. Comes to Polferman. Polferman should have given the handball over the top to Musica. Goes there now, but just coming across was Smith. Probably had Musica on before Polferman. I don't think he saw him. He apologises now. As a result, through for one behind, and Thorpe was inches from that one, Max.
Just half a metre short, wasn't it?
Just fell on his feet. I thought he was going to get there. They bring it back in, the Demons. They'll come back inside once more here, the Blues, and this kick finds that man Musica again. So he's got a taste for it now, Michael Musica, and he'll go back and kick for his second within minutes.
I'm interested in Max why he's lining up. The role of Musica seems to be the Dylan Riley role, maybe, the more permanent forward.
Yep. Yeah, Pitch has been, he started off really well today, and it looked like he was going to fulfill that role, but hasn't had a lot of it. A lot of contested ball, Pitcher, but not the hit-up bit. And Music is exactly the same type of person as Riley, where he can take the mark, play low to the ground as well.
Cody Thorpe in the square. If this falls short, it won't, but it's offline. It won't even trouble the scorers in the end. It was well offline. Out of bounds on the full. Kilpatrick take the free kick. He goes short. That's all right. They'll come away here, the Demons. Again, short ball works. So they go beyond the 50 here, the Demons, and this kick is good. Mark meters inside the line by Bingham. Josh Bingham from defensive side of centre wing. House stands the mark. Bingham, high ball, just to the other side of the wing, really. Coming in there, taking it nicely at the ground was Norton. Handball went nowhere, though. As a result, Launceston come forward. Music a half line it well enough to get it to Harper and take some heat off. Ball comes down towards Thorpe. Foot race back. He's not going to get there, the big man, Cody Thorpe, but his presence is enough. Just forces the defence there into a mistake there in Bradley Young. And as a result, will be thrown in. 25 metres around from the Blues' goal. Thorpe to compete in the ruck. 121 point margin. 26 minutes gone last quarter. Thorpe works the front. Good tap to Hines. Put on a platter. Jake Hines was tackled though. Spun a handball out towards Musica. Comes to the back. There's the siren. And that will end the afternoon in what has been a very comfortable, really one-sided affair here in Launceston's favour. They run out comfortable victors, 21 goals, 18, 144. North Hobart, 3-5-23, 121 point margin. And as we've said in this final quarter, the highlight of the afternoon really has been 14. That's 14 goal kickers for Launceston and then 3 for North Hobart. And the dominant player on the ground was Jake Hines. He's kicked 5 goals. He was joined by Brendan Taylor and Jake Smith, as well as Burling, who were all able to kick a couple. And then single goal kickers to a host of Launceston players. Holt, Tuthill, Musica in the last quarter. Fletcher Seymour had a very good game. He kicked 1. Boyd kicked 1. Casey Brown was good, kicked a goal. Dowling, Pulfreman, Pitcher and Denellen. So very comfortable victory here this afternoon for Launceston.
So Rob Soward's down at ground level, so he'll just hover there and we'll cut across you, Maxie, as soon as we see Rob's in position for interview. But just your first thoughts there. Now, we thought it was going to be a tough game for the Demons because losing a number of players from last week's team. So in the end, it was a comfortable victory.
It was a very comfortable victory in the end for the Launceston Blues, Dave. And disappointing first 3 quarters for the North Hobart Footy Club. The last quarter, 3 goals apiece, even though they were kicking with the breeze. They were very, very competitive in that last quarter, and that's what their coach wants to see for the 4 quarters. You're not going to be, you're not going to get close to the better sides when you don't get enough of the ball in the midfield, which they didn't. They were comprehensively beaten there, but we keep coming back to they've got 12 quality players as well.
So I think Jake Hines getting a bit of a ribbing there, Max, because he's been the chosen one. So go down to Rob for the Jake Hines interview. G'day, Rob.
He's getting an absolute earful down here, boys. We're just very mindful of the lads behind him. Jake, well done, 6 goals today. What have you got to tell us about, what do you take out of today?
Obviously, the boys have done well here. So we put a 4-quarter effort. That was what we were looking forward to do. Put 4 quarters together. It's good to get on the end of a couple, but obviously it's not all about individuals. It's team effort. Deal goes down and we find other avenues to kick goals, so that's it's good about the depth of our team. Not just me, obviously other players and stuff like that. So it's good that we have other depth at the club through the D-League 18. So we're in a very good way. So
fantastic. The boys touched on that in the commentary earlier, exactly what you said with Dill going down and some other different looks going through the forward line. Yep. The other thing that stood out today was probably how clean you were, given how wet it is. Obviously, Jay told us training's been a little bit restricted lately with getting onto the oval. Yep. What are you doing to stay sharp?
We've still had a little bit on the ground. Obviously, it's been raining a fair bit the last few weeks, so we've still trained. That's why the ground's probably not in great nick, but just doing little extras, ground goes before training, after training. You can never do enough of it, so just doing everything we can. We knew that was going to be not ideal conditions today, so we just all prepped ourselves for that. So
good on you, Jake. From all the team at City Park Radio, well done on a great team effort and also a great individual effort. Back up to you, boys.
Awesome. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Rob Soward there with Jake Hines kicking 5 goals today. So fantastic effort. You can hear the high fives to the teammates there. They're about to come off the ground. And the car horns, and a big win here today by 121 points. While Maxie thinks about his 3-2-1, I'll go through some of the team stats here. Thanks to Dave Gruber. Great job as per usual today. So the hit-outs today, Launceston 52 to North Hobart 20. 9-5 in the last quarter. Clearances, North Hobart did okay in that stat, but Launceston were too good over the day, 39-30. Inside 50s, 11-5 the Blues won in the last quarter, 59 entries to 21 over the day. And an amazing stat here, boys, 27 marks inside 50 for Blues, and the D's didn't take one over the day. So really a dominant forward line performance there, and great entries, and really showing their skill there, the Blues.
Well, it might help if we turn my mic on, Foz. Yeah. That is a remarkable statistic. We've gone on about 14 goal kickers, but 27-0. 27's an extraordinary number, and so is the other one.
And free kicks today, good effort by the umpires. It was 20 to North Hobart and 16 to Launceston. So we'll probably hear the song in the background there. They're right below us here in our competition today, the Lonnie Blues. Max, your better players and your 3-2-1 for City Park Radio Player of the Year.
Yep, thanks, Dave. I'll start with North Hobart. To be honest, it was pretty challenging to find better players for them, consistent better players across the 4 quarters. But I've gone down their list a couple of times here, and certainly none probably tried harder than Callum Kilpatrick. He did quite well. Millhouse throughout the course of the game sort of drifted in and out a little bit. Angus Norton started well very early in the first half, and still picked up a few possessions in the second half to be one of their better players. Leafhever, yep, it's certainly in the second half when he went into the back line, he helped them out quite a bit, and whilst his disposal wasn't all that effective, he was getting a fair bit of the ball, and probably Connor Smith as well tried his heart out. So I thought they were the better players for them.
And I think young Nathaniel Sulzberg, he didn't get a lot of it, just a couple of little classy bits. He's only 15 years of age, and he'll be better for that experience.
Yeah, absolutely. He would have only probably had half a dozen possessions for the day, but 2 or 3 of those were class. Could tell, knew where he was with the footy, knew when he was going to be tackled, and knew when to get rid of it. So he did really well there. For Launceston, I thought Grant Holt played a good game. Miller Hodge, thought that was one of his really good games. While he didn't have a lot to defend, he did set up a lot of the play by just coming up to the wing area and getting it and sharing the ball around as well. Casey Brown was consistent throughout the course of the day also. Isaac Hyatt got a fair bit of the ball in his first game back for an extended period. And Cody Thorpe, even though he didn't kick a goal for us, I thought he competed well. Jack Donnellan was one of his better games for them as well today. For the 3-2-1, just before I do that, just an update from Lindisfarne. They've won the top of the table clash, 1v2, home by 26 points. So thanks to Jason Elmer for those scores throughout the course of the day. He'll take all the credit for that, being an assistant coach, because he's been associated with, I think, that's his 47th club in Tasmania. He's been around a bit, very rich man. 3-2-1, I thought Fletcher Seymour, his second half was exceptional, and thought Joe Groenewegen in the ruck was a really impressive play for him today as well. And for 3 votes, we couldn't go past the highest goal scorer on the ground, with 5 of 2 or 3 of those were just absolute gems, and just his ability to pick up the ball around the ground at will as well. So for 3 votes, Jake Hines.
Thanks, Maxie. So 1 vote Fletcher Seymour, 2 votes to Joe Groenewegen, and 3 votes to Jake Hines. Okay, so thanks for being with us here today on City Park Radio. A bit of an early finish with some shorter quarters today, but don't forget, next week we've got a double header. We're here for Launceston versus Glenorchy. Hopefully, the weather will be a little bit better next week, but we'll wait and see. And then the big clash at Elfin Sports Centre, the Tornadoes versus Waverley Falcons, coming up at 6:15. Thanks for being with us, Barch, and making the trip. You're off to Devonport now?
I am.
Safe trip?
Boss. Always wonderful place to be, Devonport.
Absolutely. And thanks for joining us here today on City Park Radio. I look forward to working with you in the rest of the year.
Well, it's good to be getting towards the business end of the season, Boss. Looking forward to it.
Max, thanks for joining us this afternoon.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me. Good work, Groobs. Good work, Rob and Tony on the boundary in testing conditions. Yep. Good
That's
work.
right.
Thanks to the captain, Dave.
No problem. Thanks, Grooves, on stats. Thanks to Tony and Rob on the boundary. It didn't rain, which was a bit of a blessing. Thanks to Josh on camera today, working a bit of adversity next door there. And thanks to Chris Ball back in the studio for getting us to air this afternoon. And we appreciate the Lonnie Footy Club allowing us to use a bit of a different venue with some adverse weather this afternoon. So that's about it from us here at City Park Radio. And the final score here at Windsor Park, it was Launceston 21-18, 144, defeated North Hobart 3-5-23. We'll see you next week.